Okay, right now I'm the only one voice live because the chuckle fucks over here are keep randomly talking about body parts. Well, no, technically we have been live, Giselle, for almost 10 minutes, so... Voice live? Yeah, sure, but I can front load that a little bit. It only needs like 15 seconds now, apparently. But, okay, so they seem slightly less rowdy, so I'm going to go ahead and make them voice live. I only have me on voice live. Okay. I faked you out. I didn't make you voice live yet because I was expecting a cavalcade of something as soon as I said you guys were voice live. But now you're voice live.
Okay.
Oh, see, I was getting ready to play the game. No. Where you say the thing softly and then.
Oh my gosh. Can we just do that randomly one time? Not on the stream, just like in public, as small children that we are. We should just do that in the Walmart.
So. Hello,
just
everyone.
yell out voice live?
We're here.
No, that would also be funny, Molly. No. But I was talking about I would like to be voice undead. Thank you very much.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
Voice Umberto.
Because necromancy's cool, Molly. That's why.
Sorry, hard to disagree.
Is cool.
Well, you were obviously never an angsty 12-year-old who played Warhammer Fantasy Battles and thought that necromancy was badass, like I did.
No, I was an
Necromancy's
angsty 12-year-old who
badass.
wrote fanfics.
I just imagined a skeleton wearing a leather coat with sunglasses going, hey!
No, my skeletons were definitely not painted that well, nor were they modeled that well, because they were the old, really bad plastic GW skeletons from like 2000.
Oh, that's still impressive that you painted them, though.
Gary Winslow?
Yeah, they were not good painted back then. I could do a much better job now.
I mean, that's really cool that you were able to do that at all.
I say they give you. They give you box art to work from now. They don't. Now they have like YouTube tutorials and all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Back in the like early 2000s, there's not much to work from. So it's pretty much just me and my dad figuring it out.
Yeah.
Just figuring it out.
Yep.
I mean, you could always
also,
book tickets to Paris and go to the catacombs and like get real skeleton
My dad was a doctor.
examples.
I could have had easier access to real skeletons than flying to Paris.
Yeah.
What were you trying to say, also, too?
Sorry, I just got distracted because of a thing, but it's fine. It's fine. In stream-related news, I have installed the extension that lets us build up different points that are not regular channel points, and we can make like custom stuff people can spend them on, like stunt dice for you guys, or like to do stuff.
Oh, that's neat.
I don't know how sophisticated I can get with it, but like
Streamlabs tool on here, so I can also work on building extensions, which is cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
But
Alright.
we'll talk about that stuff later. I've decided to call our the extra channel currency snails, because I figured you guys would all be on board with that.
Yeah.
1,000%.
People spend snails to do stuff. So,
I am more on board with that than I am with most things in my life.
Hi, Ellie.
Hey, it's
I
Ellie.
can't talk today. Hello.
So both JB and Ellie are here, the ones who will truly appreciate tonight. So.
The goats, as you say.
Yes.
Yes, the goats.
Snails
are
is perfect, she
MVPs
says.
today.
Or they say.
Oh, yeah, I guess I should do the tradition that I've forgotten the last few nights. Hold on, I gotta rename these folks.
Yeah. I changed mine already to something, but that's my default.
Oh,
Oh,
Punda.
doing Punda.
I mean, it works for you. It really does.
I am
Maybe the
very
Klondikes
that
are the
they are
viewers we meet along the
Klondike.
way.
I am very glad we did this stream today and not yesterday, by the way, because I was a walking corpse yesterday, and today I feel vibrant and full of energy. So,
Yeah,
which I did not this morning. Dude, this
They were
morning I
like,
felt
"Is he
crap. I
okay?
don't know
Is
what
he
happened.
in the garage?" I go in the garage and the lights off. I'm like, I don't know where he is. And then
My daughter did not want to go to bed, man, and so I was sitting there.
I didn't
with
know
her.
your daughter was here. So
Yeah,
Me
it's
neither.
Wednesday. She stays here Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Haven't
But
gotten used
anyways,
to it
I was trying to get her to go to bed, and she didn't want to go to bed, and I was so tired that sitting on the bed meant I was going to fall asleep. So that's basically what happened.
Well, you don't know it, but you pulled a Daleric, because he has definitely done that before and been late to and or had to cancel stream because of it.
Bro,
A rare occasion, but it's happened.
I did not feel good yesterday because we were going to go play in the yard, and I was like, kid, I can't. Like, I don't feel good. I don't know what's wrong. And then I was out. But today I had that like weird brain fog kind of thing all day at work. And then right around 3:00, my brain just like turned the corner and I woke right up. So
Nice. Well,
All right,
Wait, what?
not to rush
let's go
us.
face live.
Yes.
yeah, we should have.
Let's go face live.
Face live.
Because I'm okay. It's gonna look dumb for a second because I'm gonna close this stupid panel that I hate and then just fix our.
I was looking for something to hide my
Oh,
Oh,
face
that's.
for no reason.
I love that. I love the colors
Dave, I'm going to send you a
used.
link for something.
Oh no, I'm afraid.
Well, no, because you know my dad has one of these.
Oh, yeah, he
we're
does.
cut off!
He does.
I
indeed
said
have
it was
one of
gonna look
these.
weird for a second.
Yeah.
Holy Moses, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh my gosh.
There we go. Now we're good.
I mean,
Yes, Ellie, new
your
names.
dad did not spend that, so
No.
Yes, new names for different characters for the one shot, and not all names are created equal, as you can see. But
What's wrong with the names?
Yeah, let's get rolling. 'Cause
what is wrong with the name?
Yeah, what's wrong with the
we
names?
have very low chances of finishing this in one shot, but we can give it a go. We can give it a go.
Give it the old
So.
college try, as they say.
With that, since there's no recap to do, because this is,
A one shot, hopefully.
one shot. Other than the people who are not familiar with Klondike, and in which case it doesn't really matter. We're gonna kind of start at a good jumping off point anyway. So if the rest of everyone else wants to fill them in, that's perfectly fine. And by everyone else, I mean people who are not currently streaming, because you guys are going to be busy here in a second.
Yeah.
You know,
This is not these are not good for fidgets. They make too much goddamn noise. Hold on.
That's
I'll just
why
move my hands.
Oh, Ellie doesn't
No fidgets
mind
today.
if this ends up
Anyways.
being
Yeah.
a twofer.
I'm gonna get other bad fidgets. Pocket knife, yes, another bad fidget.
Dude, I constantly try to fidget with my pocket knife. I'm like, stop. One of the things I do
Another
is
bad
open
fidget.
it and then mess with it.
Yes. Gonna pose this guy around.
my knife's in my glove box in my car, so I can't fidget with it. It's too far away.
But yeah, we will start our story, which starts in a familiar place to anyone who's familiar with our Into the Storm stream game. It's still in Setsegia, the often storming lands. There was just a brief respite from the rains and winds, even in our last mainlines session. And it's a similar situation to today. One of those few times when there's a break in the downpour. And of course, like any good children, you are making the most of this. It's getting a little close to dinner time. But even though the ground's a little wet and everything, the sun is still, it's a little bit out there. There's just enough light, there's just enough warmth. But you're kind of in the backyard area, playing pretend, like most children like to do. And this is not actually the backyard, but you guys don't see the map yet, but it's fine. You guys are out there while your father, Kralad, the full recog man who's been taking care of you for as long as you remember. Don't know where your mom is. He doesn't like to talk about her too much. Your mother's, since you're not all full siblings. But he's up at the front of the house doing some kind of grown-up things. He's probably about to get finishing dinner off and stuff. So you're trying to get the most of your playtime in before he calls you inside. So we'll cut to you in the throes of make-believe. Introduce yourselves and what you're doing. And we'll go in order from the stream screen over here. We'll start with Giselle.
All right. My little half recog goes by the name Karan, and she is declaring the dragon eat her older brother Juice. And if the dragon doesn't, then she's going to have to beat up the dragon and beat up Juice all at the same time.
Okay. With that, then we'll cut over to Juice.
I'm Juice.
No, really?
Yes, I'm Juice.
Who else would be named that?
I believe I'm the eldest.
You are.
At a ripe old age of 10. I'm full recog. Oh, I forgot that I'm small.
Small.
Yes,
Children are all
and
small.
the child is a male. He has hair and he has eyes.
Wow, really?
And the rest is
Hair and eyes?
up to the imagination of the listeners
Oh my goodness.
and viewers. Mostly
Ooh,
listeners,
this
though.
Boo.
And he is saying, well, what do I always have to be eating?
And with that, we will cut over to Hyperphase and their character.
My character is Aislinn, and I'm the middle child, and she is a troublemaker of all sorts, and is always into something that she's not supposed to be into. And currently, that is probably just absolutely trying to extend this playtime as long as humanly possible, or in this case, I guess demily possible is the right way to say that. But she's got brown hair that's reasonably long and is usually braided, and pretty like striking green eyes that are a bit unusual.
And what is she doing in the playtime right now?
In the playtime, she's running around like a maniac.
What is the dragon?
Children.
Well, I
But
was
yes.
hoping that the dragon would be.
It is me. I am
Yes.
the dragon. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I'm running around like a maniac. I am the dragon.
Just a quick question. Did you tell me to get eaten by the dragon, or did you tell the dragon to eat?
I told the dragon to eat you.
She definitely told me to eat you. So yes, that's why I'm
Okay,
running around
just
like
checking.
a maniac, attempting to eat you at this point.
I almost imagine that, like, at this point, Aislinn is doing the crocodile arms at
I'm
Juice,
struggling
who's just like,
with that. I want to use the mouth,
But
but I also
why?
want wings, and I can't do both. Right?
Yes.
I'm really struggling with that. I can't do both of those things.
But Juice did ask why he always has to be eaten.
Yes. It's 'cause you're big.
And you look
Dragons
tasty.
eat big people, and yeah, exactly. Good point, dragon. You're tasty, Juice.
It would make more sense than... You haven't been licking me again, have you?
At this
I'm
point,
very growly to you.
I will spring onto you and attempt to bite you, like pantomime bite, just like ah, like that, making that exact noise.
No.
Karan grabs a stick and rushes towards the two. And like, no, you gotta get eaten. Just starts hitting Juice with the stick.
Now I go into the mouth.
To avoid being hit by the stick.
Oh no, she told me I have to be eaten.
Yeah.
It's like what James Earl Jones must have sounded like as a kid. That was a good one.
Which, since that happened so quickly, I'm gonna boop one of my drawbacks. I only have one
Ooh.
drawback.
Your one drawback.
Let me
Go
see
ahead
that.
and read it
Family
out. You can't
ties.
quite see it.
You're gonna read it out?
No, so
Or,
go ahead
oh,
and
I'll-
read it. Yeah.
Family ties drawback. When a family member makes a request of you, you must fulfill that request or take a -2 penalty on all wisdom and charisma-based ability checks and skill checks until you either do what was requested or succeed at a DC 20 will saving throw. You can attempt once per day at the start of each day. You can't take this drawback if you have no family. If you ever lose your family, or lose contact with your family, exchange this drawback for doubt.
which doubt is also fucking bad. So,
Real bad, guys. Real bad.
That happened pretty quick. I wasn't going to reveal that until somebody made a request of me.
which, of course, happened immediately, because
Yeah,
why
of
wouldn't
course.
it?
I don't know how often you've spent time with children, especially small children, but it's a lot. They make all the requests. That is primarily what they do.
So, in the midst of this rarely dry playtime, with the youngest lording over her two older siblings, one of which is trying various methods of chomping at the eldest with arms and pantomime teeth. The eldest going along best he can. It's kind of hard for you to fit in the mouth of the younger sibling here, but yeah, you give it a shot.
At which she's cheering the entire time, jumping up and down.
I'll start making getting eaten noises of things like that.
You hear from the front of the house, "Come on, Klondike, we're going to the back." And there's a sound of a door shutting. Obviously, you guys were kind of wrapped up in your playtime. You probably Karan will likely be the one noticing, since you're not running around or being super active. You'll probably notice the people you saw come up to chit chat with your dad walking away. Well-dressed demi-man, a kind of short, stocky, sideburns-looking guy, and a woman in a lot of armor with a bunch of scars. You could have sworn that they had some kind of, like, a dog or something with them. You weren't paying attention. They had some kind of little critter with them when they walked up, but now it's not there anymore.
Ooh! There were people.
At this point, I will make belching sounds as if I have finished eating. I'll go,
I have the sudden urge to shoot arrows at that one with the sideburns. But I think that would cause a time paradox. What?
Oh no, all the letters in the stream are going into Russian.
The Russian.
What's happening?
no.
Blah. Anyway, hey, by the way, welcome. Yeah, hey, you were a part of Getting Us to Affiliate. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Where'd my chat go? There it is. It disappeared on me. I found it.
Where did there were people. Oh shoot, I thought I heard Dad.
Run!
Yes, get in the house, quick!
He's gonna
quick!
no, outside the house. He's gonna try and make us go back in. I want to stay out here. It's not raining.
Run to the well.
When you
Just
said
jump in the
run,
well.
Yeah.
was that a command or was that?
It was a cheese at cops.
Cheese it. The cops.
It was just a declaration.
It was.
Right.
It was indeed a declaration of what I'm about to do, which is take off at full child speed in a direction. Which direction?
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
So-
Karan's gonna follow.
Wait, are you actually running toward the well?
Nah, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna roll a D8 and pick a direction based off of that because that's what children do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm running towards the well, but to the bottom of the screen. So, like, if we were doing directions like southeast.
Okay, so I don't have the map up on the screen yet.
Yeah. No,
But,
I'm looking at it.
There is a
I'm
well
running-
in the yard.
Yeah,
So you're
I'm running
running
map southeast.
not necessarily directly towards the well, but we'll put it this way: when Kralad opens the door to the
Parents
right, kids,
enough
come.
in the direction of the well. Yes.
Yeah, he sees you going toward it enough, and he just takes off at dad speed to come scoop you
I'm
up.
about to get snatched up. Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming you're trying not to be caught.
I'm gonna be doing as best of a juke like move as I can, which is gonna be like kid's super juke, and dad's arms are probably way too long for that.
So give me just a quick athletics check. Let's get the first roll,
yes.
the first D20 roll out of the way.
Yes.
Heck yeah. And the entire time, Karan's cheering and yelling and laughing.
What's your
16.
Nice.
That's pretty good. You're gonna go against his.
I'm a real strong kid.
You are a real strong kid.
Yeah. Ooh, buddy, he definitely
beats you.
That's strength.
So you take off running. You get like a couple of like stutter steps one direction. You juke one way and like go the other like very quickly. But when you do that, you go even more toward the well, which gives him an additional burst of like of insight and power. So he just swoops over and scoops you up and kind of like takes like a quick lap around the well because he's got all that residual inertia. He kind of chuckles. Puts you up on his shoulder. And just like, yeah, well, I don't need to work up an appetite. Let's go inside. Dinner's ready.
Dinner! And she'll run inside immediately.
Yeah,
but I was playing.
Yeah, well, there'll be plenty more days for that. Don't worry about it. There'll be more times when the rain's not coming down. Besides, you're all probably used to it by now. If you guys get into the house, he ducks down to make sure he doesn't like whack you on like the threshold.
I appreciate that. No.
Since he knows you're probably not going to duck because you're not paying attention.
Nope, not even a little bit.
So you guys get inside and immediately see kind of standing, shaking next to the table, a small white goat with little stubby horns. Just kind of standing there, just kind of not like fear trembling, more like nervous. Like it's kind of like, oh shit, more people.
I will give the exact reaction that the actual real version of me would do, which is out, and then be really excited.
So you start squirming. He's like, "Oh, that's Klondike. Now don't get too attached now. You know where food comes from." And set you down on the floor.
The market.
I need to pause for a second.
Well, yeah, it does come from the market, but before that, you know where meat comes from. I've taught you all better. Life sustains life. The cycle moves on. Klondike here is going to help us keep going, and grow up nice and strong.
Yay!
But
that
ain't
sounds
gonna...
awesome.
Yeah, that'll be sometime tomorrow while you all are out helping the neighbors with the chores and everything. I'll get all that done. But in the meantime, I'm sure that rain is going to start again at some point. He's going to be wandering around the house a little bit. It might be good if you go ahead and keep him in your room just so he doesn't get out.
That's enough poop in there already. It'll be easy to clean.
That reaction was genuine in character. It was tilt head, look at you sideways, like
All right,
the
well,
poop.
get the table set. I'll go bring out the food.
Animals do poop.
He goes
Juice,
to the
that's
kitchen.
gross.
That is
Hear a
nature.
voice, about 2 feet off the ground, over near the table. Go, all right, act natural now. Nobody panic.
I proceed to immediately panic. But not like regular panic. I very much do like just as much movement as I possibly can, and then like stiffen because I'm supposed to act normal. Be like, yes, natural.
No people around. Goat staring at you. That was me. I'm Klondike. I'm the goat. Yeah, I'm a token goat. Get it out of your system. I've got an important message for you, okay? Now I need you to just take a breath, let it out, and then listen close, okay? Can you do that?
Are you actually a prince in disguise?
No, not a bloody prince. I should watch my language. There's children about. I'm more like an emissary.
Grab both of them by like the collar, like as loud as I can, like the Mr. Crocker level of fairies.
Klondike is slightly startled. Don't go shouting it now. Listen, Your pa's not going to be able to understand me, but he'll definitely hear what you're saying. All right, now just relax a bit.
My drawback. Anyways, that's my drawback, so that's why I'm so excited about it.
Oh, you're Fae taken.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Super excited.
I start to go walk to Dad because the goat is talking to me.
I will tackle you. I will straight up tackle you and hold you to the ground. Like, we're not messing this up. No.
I just imagine he's not taking steps. He's just sliding out of frame. Just sliding.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's when you see the flying body of a 9-year-old tackle you to the ground. You're like, no!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Karan's like, shut up. If Dad can hear what we're saying, but Dad can't hear what the goat's saying, that means Dad's gonna get an idea of what is happening. Shut up.
Your dad actually comes back out at that point. Got a pot of stew, like some bread underneath one arm. They're all boodling about out here.
I am attempting to put Juice in a full Nelson at this point. Just like, nothing.
Hey, no roughhousing in the house. There's a hot pot
Staring
over
intently
I drop my hands up. Sorry.
because I cannot talk.
He sets the pot of stew down. He starts putting the bread in and goes, well, I told you guys to set the table.
Right on it. Just like sprint off to go grab like plates and stuff.
Did he?
Well, Dad, you're way
He did say to
faster.
set the table, but then a goat
Set
talked.
the table.
Yeah. Yeah. I was mildly distracted. Yeah, I sprint off at full speed to get that stuff done.
Yeah, I will go get the napkins.
So you guys start setting the table.
Yes.
He gets everything kind of put out. You have just some basic dinner talk. He actually asked, like what you guys were playing outside and that kind of thing.
I was eaten by a dragon.
I was the dragon.
Dragon. I don't think those are around these parts, thankfully. About halfway through dinner, you can hear peal of thunder outside. You start to hear the rain coming down again. Yeah, it's too good to be true, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Karan actually did a tiny little shriek with the first thunder, but that. Nope.
Well, got our grub on. We're good there. Your dad's gonna go ahead and read for a little while. If you guys want to take care of the dishes and stuff, you can stay up a little bit longer. All right?
Okay. Thank you for dinner, Dad.
Anytime. He gets up. He wipes his hands and heads off to his room. All right, now it's really important that we act
Yeah, I was
tonight.
just say, as soon as he's gone, I just look at the goat immediately, just eyes forward, hands on knees, yes.
I'm collecting the dishes.
So yeah, as always, the oldest is covering everyone's butts.
Just as it should be.
He's like, okay, it's important that we act tonight. All right, I'm an emissary from the kingdom of Chroma and Hue. That's colors and vibrance and nice flavors and all those things you enjoy. You know the Fey Alley here in Saigon.
I nod vigorously.
I'm pretty sure I would, just because I have knowledge local, right?
You guys would probably know it exists, right? You just know it's
Okay.
part of the city. You don't have necessarily. You guys actually, in fact, your house is pretty much on the edge of the Fey Alley.
I lied, yes.
Like I said, I nod vigorously.
I have any knowledge.
Good.
So.
It's not called that for no reason. All right, now there's a way back to my home in one of these alleys. It's, you know where their coin collar is.
I also nod vigorously.
All right. Well, there's a way through. I can explain how to get there, but I'm gonna lead you as soon as we can make a break for it. But I'll lead you there, but I want to tell you anyway, just so in case one of you gets lost or something. All you gotta do is go out there, you make 3 circles around the coin collar. On the 3rd time, whenever you're going through that alley, you're gonna run into a dead end. There's a wall there. You're gonna need 3 copper pieces. Are you listening?
3 copper pieces.
3 circles around.
Alley with
collar.
a dead end.
Oh, you are listening. Good. All right, good. So when you get to that wall, you're gonna first walk up to it. One of you, not all of you, because it's gonna be too many things. Just one of you, whoever's holding the coin, you're gonna stomp once in front of the wall and say, "Passage for pence." Once for one.
Once for one.
And you're gonna hold up a coin, and you're gonna wait a beat. And then you're gonna stomp twice, and you're gonna say, "Passage for pence," twice for 2. And you're gonna hold up 2 coins. Are you with me so far?
Yeah.
I need a repeat.
I am already, like, as she says for repeat, I am finding copper. Like, that is what I'm like, now I am rummaging through things, like, getting all the change I can find.
A
Passage for
repeat of what,
pence.
sweet one?
Once for...
Once for 1, and you're gonna hold up 1 coin.
Okay.
And then you're gonna wait a tick.
How long's a tick?
Depends
Long
on
enough
if
to
it's
take a
full or
breath.
not.
A deep breath and exhale.
Okay.
I got what you said.
Klondike, you don't have ticks, do you?
No, I don't have ticks. I just spent too long in these little hooves. It's just sort of fun being a goat, but either way. After that, you're going to stomp twice, then you're going to say "Passage for pence" again, and then you're going to say twice for 2, and you're going to hold up 2 coins.
Do they have to also be copper?
I'm gonna
Yes.
do a real dumb thing, by the way. I forgot I rolled a 1 on one of my hit points, so I'm re-rolling one of my hit die real fast.
Okay. Anyway, big difference.
Sorry. Yeah, that is a way big difference.
After that, you're going to wait another beat. Same as a tick. And you're going to stomp 3 times. Passage for pence. Thrice for a third.
Nice for a third.
And instead of just holding up the 3 coins, you're going to toss all 3 to the bottom of the wall.
Also 3 at the bottom wall. Okay.
That's when the way will open.
But we have to do this one by one.
No, just one good go will do it.
Right. Just one of us has to do it. I got it.
It'll let all 3 of you through. That's
How
the
are you
instructions I'm
gonna
giving you.
go through?
Oh, I'm a native, dear. I don't have to do all that stuff. I just need you to help escort me to my place. After that, we can get you back home safe and sound. Easy. In fact, there'll be a reward.
A reward? What kind
Another
of
goat?
No, not another goat, no. Something more special than that. Maybe a bit of a fey gift or some sort.
A heap?
No, not a heap, dearie. Something better, something magical. You might even be given like some of the gift of the Fae.
My eyes are like dinner plates at this point.
Wouldn't that be nice? Still free to go, of course. That's the deal I'm offering, because it's really important that I get gone.
I'm gonna do a sense motive to see if I believe. And sense motive, is that what it's called in this one?
It is indeed called sense motive.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm scrolling to find it, and for some reason I keep missing it. My brain is not.
Did you accidentally uncheck it?
No. Remember, I unchecked it.
I just want to point out the
God.
absurdity of sense motiving a talking goat. Like, you would be able to discern whether a goat
It's tough to
never
read a
spoken before. Yeah. Like, that is
Look.
just a
Goat
level
face.
of absurdity.
Yeah.
Look, this child has 16 wisdom, okay?
Yeah, and this
Yeah,
one has
you're
18
just like-
strength. Fair enough.
It's
Like,
like- That's a goat's face, all right.
yeah, I know, right.
Cog have -2 wisdom.
Oh my gosh. I 1000% wholeheartedly believe this goat to the core of my being. So whatever you sensed wouldn't have mattered.
But it's simple. When we get through, all you do is turn right around. There's a big old colorful tower there covered in ivy and flowers and beautiful paints. And it's the Mistle Tower. And that's where I'm headed. That's where I'm supposed to rendezvous with my contacts. Let them know that Setsegi is keeping their end of a certain bargain that allows us to sort of protect you all from the Blanched Kingdom and folks like Alabastard and all those. But either way, as long as we do what we're supposed to do, you'll never have to meet those blokes. It'll be fine.
Oh, it sounds really easy, guys. We should do it.
Starts like stamping his little goat feet. Exactly. It'll be perfectly fine.
I'm already getting my like raincoat and everything. Like before we're done, I'm like ready to run out the door at this point.
But as soon as we get to the Mistle Tower, you'll get your reward, and they'll send you home safe and sound. And that'll be it for that. You'll have a nice story to tell, but you won't have any more fairies messing things up for you. Not unless you go looking for them, which I don't advise.
Stare at Aislinn.
Karan is also like
already
jumping
ready
excited.
to go. Yeah, I'm already ready to leave. Like, and we're waiting for what?
Juice has to get his coat. Oh, wait. I think Juice was going to clean the dishes, too.
Also, if you just run out, your dad's gonna come.
Like I haven't snuck out of this house before. It's...
Well, look, just go get your things, get ready to go. Take whatever you feel like taking. It's not the longest walk ever, but it's not particularly short, and there are dangers afoot, but I think we can avoid all of them. Just best to be prepared.
I'm going to go wash the dishes, and then I will be ready to go.
I go get like a backpack, and I start packing an unreasonable amount of stuff for an incredibly short journey. Like all of the like random like food provisions I can find, like any kind of jerky, rations, bars, anything. I'm just packing that stuff. I've got like literally anything I can find. Like my favorite stick, doesn't matter. Lucky penny in the pocket. Like, let's go.
As I'm washing the dishes, I see a really sharp knife, and I take it.
You now have a really sharp knife that you're not supposed to have.
I definitely grab a wooden spoon as well. That's my thought of like, weapon. It's like a wooden spoon. I'm like, ready. Let's get it.
I'm going to say I still have my stick that I picked up earlier, and I'm going to have that.
Okay.
And
So
of course,
prepare.
my shiny rock.
You all prepare for your journey. A couple of hours pass. Enough that little bits of light outside that were even barely managing to peek through the storm clouds and overcast skies has finally disappeared. Little bits of starlight, some moonlight, but mostly it's cloudy. Mostly it's dark. And you know when you leave that you will be at the mercy of that darkness. Thankfully, your half-recog heritage helps you out here. So
Yes, half recog.
And full.
Yes.
And full. I should just say your recog heritage in general.
Yeah.
Is what helps you here. The demi part ain't really helping you see in the dark. Let's just be honest.
Yeah,
No.
no, they're not very good at that. Famously bad, in fact.
Yes.
Who would want to be a demi?
Yeah, me pretty much all the time because I'm basic. But
Basic. I just really like the extra feet. Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
extra
Yeah,
feet, extra
demi
skill
fighters
points.
are
I thought they only
amazing.
had 2 feet.
Anyway, so it gets dark.
Anyways,
You start to hear the telltale signs of your father snoring. He's definitely asleep now. You'll come back out with all your gear and stuff. You don't see Klondike.
okay.
He might already be outside waiting for you, of course.
I'm still gonna check underneath the table because that's where Klondike had gone first.
Nothing underneath the table.
Okay. Then yeah, maybe he's outside already.
I am like vibrating with anticipation. Like I'm gonna shake this house apart if we don't go soon.
But you guys very quickly leave unless anyone else holds that up. You rush outside, look around, figuring you're going to see Klondike. You still don't see Klondike. But you see at the edge of your dark vision what looks like hooved feet, along with a few other shapes, just kind of move out of range of your dark vision.
Over there, and she's gonna run
You hear a
towards.
bleeding goat.
Well, why are you yelling?
Well, I'm not yelling. I
Over there! She yells.
But she whispers.
And Karan's gonna go bolting.
I too
Bolt
will
off.
run.
I am the only one smart enough to sneak away from the house.
So you start.
Well, I assumed we're already
start
outside,
creeping.
so
You guys are outside, but so you two run. Your Juice is hanging behind a little bit, trying to be quiet.
Shut the door.
Covering.
Somebody's
your tracks.
got to. It's certainly not going to be the children.
The two of you
yeah.
that get the far, like you start running, and very quickly the limits of your dark vision extend enough that you can see what appear to be two short, kind of knobby built like figures. You can almost imagine they look sort of like garden gnomes. They've even got these big pointed red hats, like long scraggly beards. But you see that they're both wearing these like oversized ponchos, kind of hold up to sort of obscure some of their features. They don't really fit in, though. They don't look right. They don't look like Volu or Fen even. They look odd. Big bulbous noses, strange like whiskered looking fur. They've got this kind of haggard look in their eyes when they glance back at you. This sort of chilling darkness to them. Each of them turning to face you. And you can see that a third figure amongst them, this tall, willowy shape, also with a big oversized poncho, but you can see their hand reaching out from underneath the garb, seems to have a hold of some kind of collar with a chain on it around Klondike's neck. But you can see that the arm and the hand appear to be covered in moss and ivy. They are deep green. You can barely tell. There's just enough sort of light coming from some of the houses nearby that you get some color. And you can see that that one is leading, and the other two seem to slow down as they watch you approach. You continue running after them?
Yes, and that's our goat!
You start running. You see the two little red-capped, hunched figures. They look a little... One of them looks a little perplexed and confused and kind of angry, and the other smiles. He's got, like, jagged, crooked, some missing teeth, all very yellow. And then right in front of you, you actually run into a figure. Something else just appears out of nowhere. A tall, pale man. Even in like the bits of color you're getting from the lights, he doesn't seem to have any kind of hue at all. Seems completely colorless. These long robes that kind of pull tight in the front, they almost look like a suit jacket that flows down with a cloth belt around the waist. You can see underneath this, rather than shoes, you see cloven hooves, much like a goat. You can't quite make out his face. Even looking directly at it, it's like features of it seem to kind of change subtly, where you can't quite settle your gaze on it. Until he sort of looks down at you, and it seems to all settle. This sharp, kind of angular face, trim, neat-cut goatee, pair of curled horns and long pointed ears at the sides. Completely deep black eyes. He smiles and says, "Your goat? I don't think that's true. Klondike
pull
is
out
his
my
own man."
spoon, like I'm brandishing it like a weapon in defense. Just so you know, like
I have my hand behind my back, holding the knife. I go, our father paid for him, it's ours.
And Karan is like nervously like stamps and does like the bratty thing, like, yeah, back off, that's our goat, and tries to intimidate.
Okay. It's -4, he's bigger than you.
Yeah, that's fair.
go child, go.
Did you put your -4?
Yep.
Okay, 18.
Lord.
He just smiles. This is... he did he? Well, unfortunately, it wasn't the property of the people who sold it to him. and it is not my responsibility to pay him what he's owed. He'll have to take his pound of flesh from the thieves. We should do a poll about snails again. Yeah, somebody get on that.
Oh, yeah.
The man looks at the spoon and says, whoa, now, no need for violence. I think we can solve this amicably. How about with a contest?
I'm still brandishing the spoon, but I have the look on my face like I'm listening, like go on, but I'm still definitely brandishing the spoon. As if it were like a great sword or something, but it's just a spoon.
Right.
You see him kind of do this like shooing motion, and you can see the others that have Klondike sort of disappear off into the darkness again. He says, my compatriots are quite fast and quite adept. Your friend, your little goat friend, is headed to Pale Point because there are dues to pay in the Blanched Kingdom. But I'll make you this offer. If you can brave the First World and get to him before he gets to his destination, then perhaps we'll call it even. In fact, I'm entertained by the thought of children trying to brave the most primal of lands. I'll grant you a wish within my power. He kind of leans down. How does that sound?
That sounds amazing.
I kind of hold my hand out, like, I don't trust this guy. You know, very much like, listen, I will trust a goat, entirely with my whole being, but this guy seems shady. Anybody who's willing to give you stuff for free.
Well, it's not for free. We're doing a thing.
No, he's giving us a wish within his power, and he didn't
you win.
If
he hasn't said what happens
drawback.
if you don't.
Yeah,
is,
that's
I
what I'm
think,
saying.
his
He hasn't
point.
stipulated
Okay,
a drawback. So that's free, in my opinion. But I'm like,
What happens if we lose? I'll pose.
Yeah.
But I'll also ask, how long should I make this prediction for?
30 minutes seems good.
Yeah. Excuse me.
But all of us and the G.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with my brother. What if we lose?
Oh.
If you lose, I get to have your favorite colors.
I like tilt my head like, but how?
He smiles. I have my ways. But you'll
What
still
if-
return home, under your own power, of course.
What if you have more than one favorite color?
I wager red. And I just hold my hand out like,
Is red your favorite color?
yes, as this child's favorite color is definitely red. Autumnal red, specifically. Like the color of red leaves.
So you say that, and he looks over to Karan and says, if you have multiple favorites, then I suppose you wager multiple.
Okay. I'll wager pink and orange.
And then he looks at the oldest.
My favorite color.
He nods.
I really want to say an inside joke that only two of us or three of us.
Oh my god, I'm on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm on fire. My favorite color.
It looks great on you. Wouldn't look so good on me, though.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for everybody. We're not explaining that. You just had to go to high school with us.
I look at Grant and say, "What's my favorite color?" I don't have one. I don't have a favorite color.
Just
did
say
you
brown
look at
because you're
again?
boring.
You.
Oh.
Yeah, and I that's what I say though.
Brown.
Plenty of brown. Interesting choices all. Well, he holds out his hand first to Aislinn, but you can see out from under his coat two other little, like, kind of illusory looking hands made of, like, dark bluish smoke also hold out to the other two of you.
Karan grabs it.
Yeah. I shake his hand.
Like a hand. Says, well, we have a deal.
As soon as he says that, I book it past him. Like I just start sprinting.
We just go towards the coin collar.
It's like, bah! Like full speed. The meme, the like child running meme, you know, it's just like that.
Do have fun, children. As you guys are running, you run all the way down the street, further into the Fey Alley. Just after the rains. The place always seems a little more eerie. Some of the shadows seem to shift and move strangely. Noises you don't think should come from people or animals that you know of. You hear in whispers and echoes down the road. It's otherwise quiet, besides the backdrop of the storm, of course. So it's just the sounds of wind, rains, the pounding of your feet on cobblestone, and the pounding of your own hearts. You make it to the coin collar. You still don't see Klondike. You don't see any sign of those creatures that escaped with him. But you remember his instructions. You circle the coin collar 3 times. It takes a bit of bravery, realizing what the end of this ritual is going to mean. You don't have your guide any longer. Mm-hmm. Do you actually know how to leave if you can't get him? You make your second circle. And also, was he telling the entire truth? If you do manage to even catch him and fulfill this deal and get granted some wishes, what happens when you bring Klondike to this Mistle Tower? You make your third circuit, and you run into a dead end. Waiting for Molly to stop dying over there.
I'm sorry. I can't help it.
No.
Okay. Yes, here's the dead end.
I like rapidly search my pockets for the coins, and I begin the process.
Don't flub your words.
Don't flub your words.
Says me.
Says the word flubber. I do the thing where I just stop and I go. Take a big breath.
Karan's actually right next to Juice, kind of like tugging on like his pants a little, like nervously.
Do you want me to start?
I do the.
Yeah.
I've already begun. Like,
Yeah.
You're doing the ritual.
Thing.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 for 1. Yeah.
There's no real need to check here.
1 for
You
1.
just heard it.
Yeah.
But I wrote it down and everything.
Which is still good.
Yeah.
Goddamn, excuse me. You get to the last one, and you toss the 3 copper coins at the bottom of the wall. And you hear that kind of clatter of metal on stone. And there's a bit of a keening sound, like a little bit of a ringing. And you see the wall seem to shimmer and move and ripple. And then there's a flash of light from it. Like in an arc first across the top, and then
It's bright.
it's light.
Yeah, it hurts.
Light in the shape of a doorway appears. And as that slowly dies down, your eyes kind of adjust to it. You see on the other side daylight and a verdant field of tall grass. You walk through?
Oh yeah.
Wait, I thought we were supposed to turn around for the tower.
Once you're through.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Did not write that, so.
Excellent.
I see what happened to the copper coins.
They appear to have been consumed by the ritual. So, 1 second here. This is gonna probably look weird. Oh no, it's all gray. And also I have to fix our portraits.
Somebody took that favorite color.
Slap myself over. Alright, let's fix everybody's faces here real quick.
Oh yeah, I should probably fix who's rolling. There we go. LA, the poll is just above with the by the stream chat, and it says predict on it right now.
Yeah, you have to hit the little down arrow to expand it.
Or you can click on predict and it'll bring up the poll so that you can do that.
All right.
Ooh, the map is up. Okay.
So as you guys can see, there is indeed a map. Here we go.
Hooray, maps.
Oh, for some reason these don't have visual on them. So you walk through, just kind of that moment of like where your eyes are kind of adjusting to that just difference in luminosity there. As you pass all the way through it, the air completely changes. First of all, it's no longer raining. It's warm. It smells fresh. The scent of even just the grass around you is intense. Speaking of the grass, this grass comes up to your head, and some of it past. It's very, very tall. It's actually pretty difficult to see too terribly far because of how tall this grass is and how short you all are. But you remember the instructions to walk through and then to turn around, and you'd see the Mistle Tower. And you do. You do see the Mistle Tower. But you don't have Klondike with you. So what will they do if you show up alone? You're not sure. There's that moment of indecision. Well, I'll let you guys speak to each other for a bit here.
Where are we supposed to beat Klondike to?
I point at the tower. Oh, like where we're supposed to win? I shrug, and I'm just like, I don't know. We can ask in the tower. I produce my spoon as if it is a machete, and I start trying to chop through the grass that is so tall so that we can get to the tower. Yes.
Whacking grass.
Like it's a machete. I'm going to just be like,
yeah. And I'll move in front and pull out the knife I'm definitely not supposed to have.
When you pull out that knife, there's something different about it here. It has a very faint, silvery glow to it.
Shouldn't have used as much bleach on this. It's very shiny.
Start kind of swinging at the grass.
Oh, I'm going to tell Dad when we get back home.
No, you won't.
You barely feel it. It just cuts right through clean.
This is very dangerous now. Also, you won't tell him anything. You ran outside.
Yeah, if you tell him he stole the knife, then you also have to tell him that we all snuck out in the middle of the night to meet a fey goat.
I don't have to tell Dad that.
Well, if you think you're getting away with ratting on one of us, I'm going to daub on all of you. There's no daubing on just one.
As you're saying all of you, just above Juice's shoulder appears a tiny little winged creature that is just screaming. It appears to be a little mini version of Klondike with fairy wings. He's just
screaming.
I will
right
like,
above your shoulder.
Jump like 10 feet back, I swear. Just go, whoa!
Okay. Hello?
You're a lot smaller.
Because it's a projection. I'm using my magic. You got him in your hand.
Yes.
Juice.
Yeah.
And
Is he
Substantial.
tangible?
Mhm.
brandishing the
Yeah.
spoon.
You're holding him. He's kind of just like four legs, just kind of poking up over above your fist. Little bitty. I'm not headed towards this tower. They're taking me to Pale Point. It's the other way. Look, children, it's too dangerous. You can't go that way. There's a lot of dangerous, bad things over there.
Well, we've
Except
got
I'm not
our
really sure
favorite
how you're gonna
ruler,
get
though.
out. You did what now?
Yeah, they decided to take a bet.
You agreed to.
No.
I
Yeah,
noticed
Mr.
that
Brown.
Oh, you made a deal with Alabastard, did you?
That's who that was?
Oh, that's who that was.
I feel like I should have known that. Just from the being all porcelain and weird.
Aye. And the Fae get to sort of choose their names or grow into them. Means he earned that one. It's not
So he's
just
a real
because his
bastard
parents
then.
didn't like him.
Yeah, it's a real bastard. Got it.
Oh boy. Well, that's not good. There's a lot of implications to losing your favorite color. It's not something you want to happen. Okay, listen. There's a cave. Turn around opposite, away from the Mythal Tower. Like
Sorry.
about face.
Yeah, I do
Turn
this 180 like about face, just like spin on a foot,
Turn.
like
Aye.
I'm pirouetting.
Straight away this way. There's a cave down this direction. It's called the Cave of Transcendence. There's a really big dude in there. He's real powerful, but he's rather kind. Big time storyteller. He's got some scary folks with him, but he owes me a favor. And he's all about tales and stories and the like, right? I think this one would pique his interest. Maybe he can help you out.
But
All right, let's go.
But we're wasting time on beating Klondike.
What does he look like?
He is Klondike. I point to the fairy projection.
Right,
He's-
but the contest is we gotta
But
beat him to the
He
place,
told
right?
us to go here. He's trying to help us win. So let's do what he says.
Yeah, you're gonna have to compete or you're gonna lose, which would be bad. So look, you're gonna need to go to the cave. Maybe he can help you. Hold on. His name is Sagravi.
Ravi.
It's
Sagravi.
Ravi.
I'll put it in the chat.
I'm going to be very amused by how different it is. Oh, it's not
That's
that.
how I would have spelled it.
not-
So
Well, actually, mine is a little bit.
that's how I would have spelled it.
That's how I would have how I spelt it.
Sir
Sir
Gravy.
Gravy. Yeah.
Not Sa Gravy.
Sir Gravy.
It's a Gravy. Not Sa. Sa to Sir.
Sir Gravy. Anyways, yeah, let's go.
I have no idea. So,
Oh, Ellie asks if a fae grows into their name, then is Klondike tasty? Take a lick.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey,
is the ice cream?
hey, I don't know how many Klondike bars you've ever eaten. I've never once licked a Klondike bar. It is
Yeah, no, it's always
chunk.
bites.
So I will take a bite out of this goat. Let's go.
I mean, he's about bite size right now. But,
Okay.
Y'all missed it, but I was doing the.
Just ever so slowly.
Yeah.
so listen, this little thing here I'm doing, it's not going to last too terribly long. I'll do it again whenever I can, but we're moving ahead. If they get me all the way to Pale Point, and you still want to, help, you're going to have to face off with Alabastard. It might be better if you can, just get to them before I get there, if you can. Either way, let Sagravi know I sent you, and he should be able to help you out. All right?
Let's go.
Okay.
Forward.
Tell him
Yeah.
you've got my permission
Pointing
to use up my full
with the
favor.
spoon.
Poof,
So-
he's gone.
Yeah, I'm pointing with the spoon as if I am like a conquistador of old.
You guys start to head east through very, very tall grass. It is difficult, actually, to move in this just easily. Eventually, I mean, even with the help of the good knife, it's not it's not easy to keep that up for too long. It's quite a trek. as you move on.
As we are moving on, I want to keep an eye out for like a better stick or maybe a sharper stick to help with the grass.
A better stick? Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check while you're walking.
A better stick. Something we've all done as children.
Yeah,
Or even
find
adults.
a better stick.
Absolutely. 12. You do find another stick. It seems maybe a little bit sturdier. It's not really going to get through the grass, but might hold up a little better if you use it as like a walking stick or if you have to swing it at something.
Heck yeah, I'll take that stick.
It's a two-handed stick.
I'm still aggressively brandishing my spoon that I took
Great
from the
stick.
kitchen.
So, you guys continue east for some time. Eventually, you run into a cluster of trees, not too terribly big. The grass seems to ease down in height a bit. It's still fairly tall, but you actually find what looks like a broken dirt path heading east. A few fallen branches and things tell you that there has been traffic here. You continue through this brief respite from the jungle-like thicket.
Any goat tracks?
That would be either perception or survival.
I will do perception because I am not a survivalist.
While she's doing that, I will also do that because I also want to look, and I will also use perception because I'm competitive as one of my traits, so it'll give me a bonus.
Nice.
Okay.
So I can't let you find it. I have to find it. Hold on. Okay, so I get +1. All right.
Yeah, trait bonuses are usually
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
that's funny.
So we basically smash our faces together and like, no,
Yeah,
I see
yeah,
it. No,
yeah,
you see it.
I will literally use my cheek as a weapon to push into you to like look for things.
No,
You're gonna step
stop.
in goat poop.
But then we know the goat went this way.
You do see the occasional little Klondike prints as you're walking. One of you narrowly avoids stepping in some goat poop.
Klondike prints sounds like if they tried to make moose tracks, but the brand Klondike made
terrible.
moose tracks the ice cream. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ugh.
Like the brand Klondike made moose tracks ice cream.
But so you definitely could tell he was headed this way. Let's see. On the way up there, Juice, are you doing anything in particular while they're
I'm
eyes to the ground?
swagging and whacking, chopping that meat. No,
I was gonna make a joke about that before you did.
But
But...
you're-
Hacking and
at the
swagging
moment,
and
I was
hacking.
literally
Right?
thinking that.
No,
Oh no!
Chopping that
once you hit the trees, the grass isn't so tall that you have to whack at
okay.
it. So
okay.
you got a little bit clearer view.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a little bit of a path. So
Since I saw somebody pick up some sticks, I'm going to pick up some rocks.
Okay.
Some nice
grab a
round.
few.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a perception here real quick. See if you find any particularly nice rocks.
Yes, actually, I would like. Oh.
Yes. You find some very nice rocks. You actually find what you think are someone's sling bullets. 3 of them.
Sling bullets. Too bad none of us took Dad's
Very
sling
smooth.
as the special item.
But
I will take them.
you find, we'll say 1d4 plus 1 of them.
Hey,
Oh, so 4.
that's 4.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. And let's say, so that means Corinne is probably the one leading, with Aislinn right next to her, and Juice bringing up the rear here. So as you're all walking, mostly looking at the ground, you think you hear something up ahead.
I do the little kid thing where I put my ear to the ground as if I can actually do that because I'm a little kid and I don't know any better.
And you kind of get down, put your ear to the ground. It doesn't seem like it's coming like from the ground or anything. You just hear like it's like a squishing noise, or like a splat, squish. You come through some brush and you start walking a little bit further down the path, and you see what looks like the biggest frog that you've ever seen. Easily the size of one of you, but it's dead. Oh. It's kind of flopped over on its side, belly sort of like is like partially ripped open, like tongue kind of hanging out. And you see some little scrawny, like matted fur creature wearing a dirty tunic, just kind of messing with the innards, kind of just behind it. And right as you guys are noticing it, it turns and looks at you. And you can see it's kind of got this, like, what's the fucking... it's like hair lip kind of thing going. Yeah. Its like, nose is, like, all pushed all the way up. It, like, comes up to the... where you can, like, see its little, like, jagged teeth peeking out from underneath it. It's just scrawny, big-headed. It almost looks like a deformed dog that walks on two legs.
I'm again brandishing my spoon.
Eyes get kind of wide for a second. Looks at all of you. Seems to be kind of sizing you up. Yeah! Pulls what looks like a long dagger out from the guts of this frog and starts running at you.
Oh, I was going to say, Karan was going to say, "You're gross, go away," with an intimidate. But...
well, it's running at you, so we're going to go to the initiative.
Yeah. Did you ever want to initiative?
Don't forget to click your person once the turn order is up.
Oh boy. You get attacked, you sure wish you did. It's initiative.
Just turn over and up. Yeah, there it is. Okay, good.
I had to make sure I was on the correct sheet.
Right.
When my dog died, I wish he didn't. I wish he rolled high on that initiative. I don't.
Well, still waiting for your initiative there, Juice. Yeah. There it is. All right.
Of course.
Yeesh. So, this thing starts charging at you. You guys are kind of ready, which...
I would be in the front.
Oh, you would have been in the front. Okay, well, yeah. It looked like they were looking for Prince, so...
Oh yeah, I'm no longer chopping weeds. So
actually,
yeah.
I would say you guys are probably just even, right? You're not walking in an actual formation, just like beside each other. That thing makes more sense.
Yeah.
So we go descending order. Do you guys see this weird thing, and Karan starts shouting at it? You guys kind of are like, wow, that's a weird thing. You think you're ready? We've never really been in a fight against something like this before. When it starts sprinting at you, this knife gleaming in the sun, you weren't as ready as you thought. So it is going to charge directly at who is closest, which happens to be Aislinn. Yep. Jumps up, both hands on the dagger, drives it down towards you. Now, that might all sound intimidating.
Functionally hiding behind my spoon.
It's about the size of a big house cat. It's not that big, it's just vicious.
House cat's good eating.
Ellie, for your knowledge, we're commoners.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are children right now, so they are playing NPC classes as commoners at the moment. This is about as basic as you can get.
Well, 20 definitely hits. So.
That looks bizarre because it's the same exact bonus and the same
exact
roll.
Yep, same exact die twice. Yep.
Fuck, just because. Okay, cool. It's slightly different.
Done it before.
Right.
It's done it before.
It has. It just still looks weird. So, okay. So it's going to land that hit. And here's the thing. I'm not going to roll damage for it because it deals 1 non-lethal damage to you.
Okay.
It is in Pathfinder, if you hit with a melee attack, or if you hit with an attack and you have a penalty to your damage that is greater than how much damage you do, you will still deal 1 non-lethal damage. So it does. So you take 1 non-lethal, so it leaps up, stabs down at you. You get your spoon kind of in the way, but the knife digs into your clothing. You have to kind of wrestle with it. It ends up it's kind of this tussle where it's hitting you a few times and scrambling with you. You get a little bit bruised up, but you're still okay for now. It is now your turn, Aislinn.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna melee that thing with my spoon as hard as I can.
So that would be an improvised weapon.
Yeah.
So you're swinging melee with a -4.
Yeah, melee minus bow. And I
natural 20.
Nat 20, baby.
So let's see if you confirm.
Oh, you know what? I think I fucked that up where I didn't put my minus in correctly. Hey, I nat 1 for the confirm. There you go. Is whatever.
All right, looks like Ellie's winning so far because she voted for you.
I know, but is that a snail?
Yeah,
it's still a nat 1.
It is a nat 1. I think in the future I'm probably going to have to not do snails in combat nat 1s just because it's hard. But for now, we're doing it. We're doing it. So, yeah, you wind up, whack! We'll say the spoon. It's not quite a club, which would be, I think, for your small creature, that'd be a D4. So we're gonna put this at a D3. 1d3 plus your strength.
Okay.
Bonus.
Which is higher than 3.
Yeah. Normally the way I run children is your stuff is basically half effective against adult things, but this thing is little. It doesn't matter here. Okay.
I'm a child with immensely high strength.
So you wind up with this spoon and it's scrabbling with you, trying to stab you. You kind of get a hold of its wrist while presumably at least one of your 2 siblings is probably freaking out a little bit. You get a hold of its wrist and kind of hold it out a little bit, just at the perfect range for this spoon, and right in its face. You see something go flying off of its head, and at a glance, you just can barely tell it's a tiny little snail. It's a little bitty snail, the color of ripe mango, but it's got a dark brown shell. It's gonna flip through the air and land on a leaf on one of the trees.
Nice.
So, you smack this creature, you probably rear back for another one, and you realize you're just you're holding it up by the arm and it's just limp.
Just whack! What? Oh.
Knife falls out of its hand. Something sticky on the knife.
I kicked the knife away.
Like a string trail, slime.
I kicked the knife away, not in the smart person of I got its weapon, let me kick it away. Very much in the, that's gross. Just kick it because of that. Just
You win!
I proceed to whack this thing a few more times with the spoon. I don't care that it's unconscious, because it is frightening.
Yeah, no, yes. We all surround it, beating it with our
Who's
weapons of choice.
Yeah, no, I definitely do, just because it frightened me, so I'm gonna whack it a couple more times.
There could be others. There could be more of those. It's not...
You
whack!
guys beat on it for a little while. It probably dies.
I'm not gonna
just can't really defend itself.
I'm literally just gonna whack it 2 more times. Just very much that double tap kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. So it's just limp, laying there on the ground with a spoon imprint in its forehead.
Yeah, that's my tester, I guess. Is this thing gonna get back up? Whack! No? Whack! Okay, it's not. Cool. We're good.
But you did. I also need you to, because you did roll a 1 technically with that. Mm-hmm. I need you to roll a... What's the check on that? Oh, there's not. Okay, so the spoon also took 6 damage.
Oh yeah.
So it's bent pretty backwards at this point. You smack it once, and then the other one kind of, you see it's like a flop. So it's got this little wiggly thing that just sort of falls off.
I'm Shrug.
You want my
I
stick?
just toss the spoon. I just go pick up a stick. I'm literally just gonna go find the stick somewhere.
Pull one out of the brush over there.
Yeah. First one, I just give it a couple good swings, like test swings. I'm like, yeah.
I'm gonna have Juice roll a perception since you were saying that there could be more.
Yep.
You hear a distant voice in a language you don't understand. It's like, ah!
That last one got me.
Yeah, just like that.
You can just hear. You can't understand what they're saying, but you can hear the frustration building.
It sounds like something else or another one.
Let's go. Quick to the cave. Come on.
It's very quickly rush by. Okay.
I do the thing where I'm trying to stealth run as a child, which is just running crouched, but is
Right.
not way stealthier than an actual run.
So you guys rush away from the scene. Soon after, you do run into... You do see the cave that was being spoken of. Oops. It's actually quite large. You find... Let's just go back to the screen for now, which means you gotta put this over here so they can see us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You do see this big rocky entrance, this huge yawning maw of a cave opening. It's a little intimidating, especially as you get closer. If any of you were talking or whispering or anything, you can hear your voice sort of echo in it. It's just this massive threshold there. It seems to curve back and go into a very shallow cliffside and then underground. That is where Klondike told you to go. I'm gonna have Juice and Karan give me perception checks for this. I feel I can rightly suspect that Aislinn is not paying as much attention.
Nope, I am mustering myself to immediately start marching in there. I have no,
Oh, shoot. Ellie, you're no longer winning.
Uh-oh.
It's a tie.
So, Juice, you think that little mango-colored snail fell on your shoulder for a second, and you look at it and you realize, oh, it's not this. It's a different snail. It has a mango-colored shell and a brown body.
No.
It's the palate swap.
favorite color.
It tastes like poison. No. But and then
Crunchy on the outside, gooey on the inside.
Karan, you're hearing your voices kind of echo and stuff. You also think you hear music coming from inside the cave. Music and singing.
I'm
Yeah,
let's go. Shamamale's supposed to be in there because I just didn't pay attention to the name enough. Let's get it.
Yeah, it sounds like music's in there.
Well, I bet you that's where I was gonna say Sir Gravy this time actually. Because that's where Mr. Gravy is.
That's
Let's not moon tune this.
Sagarvi?
Moon tuning is a verb now.
Yeah, of course it is. So you guys head into the cave. As you walk into the cave, you all begin to hear this music, this very jaunty, kind of lilting tune. I think I need to switch the music, actually, because this doesn't work.
Yeah, it seems more ominous than...
That's my favorite part of whatever that movie series is. That's the horror movies that I don't remember what it's called. Is the blah at the beginning and the end, like the old school horror movie vibe of the ridiculous blah. Insidious. That's what it is. They do the blah.
Yeah, they do
I love
that.
it. I love that. It's so ridiculous. My favorite thing.
There we go.
But I was your favorite thing.
I meant
so
about
you guys
the
can
movies.
hear the music picking up.
What movies
you
you
can
watch?
hear some
Yeah.
boisterous voices in harmony singing something that you can't quite... You don't speak that language, but it's very musical. It sounds nice. There's like an infectious quality to it. You kind of want to dance, but they're on a mission. You're serious. You're very serious children.
This is my serious face, yeah.
So you make your way quickly down deeper into this cave. And as you turn one of the corners, you can see a bit of warm light coming around it. And when you finally get all the way to where it's in view, you can see the entire cave seem to open up into this huge room. This massive space. The ceiling's maybe 50, 60 feet high. You can't even quite see where the room ends completely. Like, it literally follows like the curve, like a curve of the floor that you can't quite see what's on the floor too far away from you. You see these massively high shelves of like books and trinkets, some of them lining the walls. You see what appears to be a giant mounted, like, roaring taxidermy bear mounted on the wall above this huge fireplace with a large pot of some kind of very rich smelling stew. And at the back, well, not the back, near the edge of your vision in this room, past a table full of food, past a big, thick rug with what looks like a large dog with little antlers and like very shaggy, ivy-like fur. Past that, past all these little dancing lights that seem to be lighting the room in various colors, you see a man that appears to be kind of middle-aged, but he's kind of built like a strong man. He's not like chiseled, but he's very stout. Like everything else in this room, also very big. You see, he stands. How big is this dude?
Look at this dude.
Yeah, he's bigger. He's bigger than your father. He's not like large size or anything, but he's high, like upper 6 foot. You know, like
this guy looking like
very
rock
stout.
size almost, kind of like getting in that territory.
Kind of bordering on that. Yeah,
Okay.
imagine, but he's got like a long, like kind of salt and pepper beard. He's got little curved horns. He also has like the goat legs going on. But he's got this big, open, like long coat with a bunch of different little tassels and things made of like different kinds of fur, made of different little materials and buttons, all sorts of things on this deal. And he appears to be directing a motley crew of other creatures in song. He's kind of got like his like hand on his chest and like really getting into what he's singing, but he's like doing the kind of conductor movements with his hand, with his raised hand. You see a kind of like a blue-skinned man who is huge, standing. Oh, good lord! How tall are those? Hold on.
Is this a blue-skinned man that we may have seen before?
It is not. It is not. Those were like regular person-sized. This is definitely not. Yeah, this guy is over 20 feet tall. Seems to be standing in the back of this chorus of gorgeous, like wild-looking ladies in very like what's the word?
Risque.
Brain. No. No, that's not the word I'm looking for.
Silken?
Like fancy, not formal, but like robes. Imagine like
Ornate?
think like Greek. Think like toga style, like
okay.
like flowing cloth. Very. Most of it is white, but there's spatters of red across them, especially near the sleeves and things. You can actually even see long claws at the ends of their fingers. But they all seem to be mostly just enjoying singing. And as you kind of walk into this scene, see the kind of middle-aged looking goat-legged man leading this choir. They seem to finish their song. There's like almost kind of a rush to the end. And he will turn to regard all of you. We go, "Oi there!
Karan
I
will
help ya?"
clap. Karan will clap as in applause.
Oh, he bows. Motions to the rest of them, and they all bow. As we were just practicing a couple of songs I wrote. But I suspect you don't speak the language of my people. Instead, I think this tongue will do you fine. This will be... What am I speaking?
Ulu.
Giant... Yeah, you say that at the same time, you're kind of drowned out by the giant man saying, Ulu. Just kind of shake the walls a little bit. You can hear like the silverware rattle.
I'm doing that thing of like
yes, Ulu.
a kid where I'm trying to be like social and up and whatever, but I'm obviously very like shy and like taken aback by the encounter at this point. So I'm like in that mix of like, I'm here, but I don't know how to talk. Like I'm just nodding or shaking my head vigorously depending on the situation, right? I'm just so but I'm like
strides over to you while you're going through the motions. He says, "Well, what can I do for you? It's not often I get children visiting."
Klondike told us to talk to you.
What we're
pauses.
looking for damn it.
Go ahead.
I have it spelled correctly, but my brain keeps thinking Sir Gravy. Thanks. Sir Garvey?
Sagravi.
Sir Gravy. Sorry.
Well, what if you found him?
We're supposed to ask for a favor?
From Klondike.
Permission
nod
to use
vigorously.
the full
Like-
favor.
Did he now?
This mean white guy, Alabastard, took him, and we're supposed to help.
He frowns.
Again, I'm like bowing up, like, yeah.
Kind of walks up, like, kind of hops over to the rest of you and leans down and says, "You're telling me you're in the business of screwing over Alabastard?"
We made a bet against him, so yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, we want
Well, you're in a contest!
Yeah.
Fantastic! And I get to use up all of Klondike's favor I owe him. We'll say favor.
That's what Klondike said.
In an
I
effort
again nod vigorously.
He must be in dire straits. Well. Fine then. What's your task? What's this contest? And I'll see how I can help you.
We have to beat them to this tower that's on like the other side of all the grasslands and stuff. Or stop them before
Pale
they
Point.
get there. Yeah, that one.
Ah, that's where they were headed. Well, it's going to be quite a trip. I think I know how to help you. See, those tiny little children legs aren't going to get you very far, and, well, not to insult you, but it takes quite a bit more experience than you've had the opportunity to gain to traverse these lands and their dangers. And especially to confront creatures like redcaps. So, I can give you a temporary cheat code for that. Some local heroes of your land that ventured a bit too close, and their stories ended. However, perhaps you can write in a new chapter for them.
Yes,
Emotions.
it's Ellie cheat code.
My
Emotions to
eyebrows
the
have raised.
fireplace.
Hey, Faye can break
Yeah.
any walls they want, not just the fourth one. All right, they're Faye.
He motions to the fireplace, snaps his fingers, and you see the roaring fire in there actually turn kind of a bluish color, then like a whitish color, and it gets very translucent, and it actually seems to freeze into like a crystal form, where you can kind of see your reflections in it. He says, "Now before you partake in that gift, let me enlighten you just a bit." And he will pull up a chair and have a seat, so he's kind of down closer to your level. Says,
Karan will sit down on the ground because of that.
You've got a heck of a journey ahead of you. You've got a few choices to make on how exactly you're going to go about your journey. Move back to the other thing, because I need to move us back to this. Yay!
This is great.
On the table next to him, he kind of like slaps his hand on it and like slides it across, and you can see this sort of image appear across it. Essentially this map. You say, currently, you're here in the Cave of Transcendence. Why is it not doing the thing? Oh, I know why it's not. Hold on. Chat can't see it. There it goes. Now chat can see. Currently, you're here in the Cave of Transcendence. There's a reason it's called that, which you'll find out when you leave. But, in order to find... where would they be? He kind of looks around on the map for a moment. Hold on. About here. He'll tap the map. You'll see a little goat icon appear on it. It'll be about there, taking the shortest path they can, straight through, trying to get to Pale Point. You could do the same, trying to chase them directly. That way is dangerous, but gives you, even though it's the most dangerous, the best chances to win this contest by catching up to them early. Though you'll still have to, likely, take on Klondike's guardians. It will take you through this little eyesore here that you see. 1 second. That's known as the Fury of Halgan. Or Hoglan. I remember Hoglan. Furious temper, that one. This cracked land is the only place where you're going to find that cursed dead iron that we Fae despise so very much. Think of it as a graveyard for it. Now, I don't condone the bringing of cursed iron into the lands of the Fae, but desperate times, desperate measures, just make sure you put it back where you got it. If you end up racing through that area, that's a good thing to find, and a good way you'll be able to fight Klondike's guardians. However, there are some things that tend to wander those grounds, and even worse, its protectors. First world kin of your vultures, but bigger. They fly around looking for things that are stupid enough to wander into those wastes and pick them off for food. And worse yet, if they find you, it's only a matter of time before their mother also pokes her 2 heads over the horizon to chase you down and rid the Fey world of any iron you take. Thankfully, she cannot leave the Fury Land, so if you can get away from the cracks, you can escape her wrath. So we'll call this the path of the chase. Now, if you want to take a bit longer to get there, you can go up north, here, to the ruined art gallery. Which you might think, well, why would we be going to an art gallery? Well, it's quite simple. Art has lots of intent behind it, and here, in the land of the Fae, intent, will, imagination, desire, those can be tangible things. Once, this was the stronghold of the paper knights wielding their painted arms, and the wonders they displayed on these canvases came true to life. Some of those things may remain. You could use this path as a way to prepare yourselves for an encounter, gaining other arms and armaments, and better, even, to try and confront those you chase.
If it has imagination and such, wouldn't there be like something that could teleport us to where we wanted to be?
That is a good use of one's imagination. But not everything is that simple. If you want to try to go quickly, you could try to race and get to Pale Point before even Klondike does. You may have to encounter Alabastard himself then, or at least try to avoid him and double back on the path to cut off the people carrying Klondike. You could go here to the Gather Grove. Oh, I think you can already see that one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, you can. Gotta get that to go lower for chat.
There we go.
That is the gathering place for, well, we call them the green steeds. Fey horses, things that can move very quickly through the trees. Very quickly. Kind creatures, easily startled. And I know that there's been something bothering them as of late, forcing them not to gather around there. You get there, clear that out, fulfill any other requests that they may have, and they may join you on your journey and get you swiftly to where you're trying to go. Now, any way you take, it's likely that Klondike is going to be across the river before you get there. That river is also quite deadly. If it washes you away, seldom any coming back. Even I don't know where it leads. But that's likely an inevitability. The horses can get you across it the easiest, but otherwise you'll have to find a way. Otherwise, back to how I'll help you. Those heroes, you're going to borrow their bodies, their experience, their abilities, for a time, at least to fulfill this request. Do well enough, maybe you add to their histories, maybe they become something more in these lands than they once were. All you have to do is walk through that fireplace with the crystal flames. You'll see the correct reflection, something fitting for you. And when you come out the other side, you'll be out of the cave. And, likely, as your new forms, you will not see the cave again. At least not right away. Perhaps if it's destined we meet again. But otherwise you will be on your way. You understand?
I nod vigorously again.
Well, then don't let me keep you.
I'm going to line up and get ready to go, but I suggest we take a break here. One, I'm busting, and two, it's 10:53.
Yeah.
So if we take a break.
Falling asleep, I need coffee, so.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm busted, so. To
Bustin' makes you feel good.
No, not in this case.
Yeah, not in that case.
No, nobody.
Okay, yeah. We'll
DLC
go
Garrett,
to break.
look it
We'll
up.
come back at the top of the hour.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
what I was thinking.
Sounds
All right.
great. See y'all back
Yeah.
at 11 for us.
All right.
Away,
Break time.
Woo! We're back.
Face live.
Now we're face live.
All
I went to the wrong screen.
Oh boy.
No, we good. We're gonna switch musics too.
This is metal music
Oh,
playing.
buddy.
You can hear the music, you doofus.
That was kind of seamless, though. Anyway, yeah, we're back, everyone. Just in case you didn't notice, yeah, you know how it got like loud and no longer musical.
Yeah.
That's
Did
because
it?
it's
Are
us.
you sure?
We're
Anyways.
back for some reason. Let me go back up here.
I love that movie.
What? Oh,
We're back. The movie. I love that movie.
A dinosaur story?
yeah.
No. Yeah, but we're back. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about dinosaurs. Yes.
That's literally the subtitle on it. We're back, a dinosaur story.
I will take your word for it. I don't generally pay attention to the subtitles of things. I'll be honest. I just pay attention to what its title is. Goodly or badly, rightly or wrongly is what I was trying to say. But it came
It was
out
one of those
goodly or
Don
badly.
Bluth. Wasn't that a Don Bluth animation, like the guy that did American Tail and all that?
You are asking the wrong man. I just watched the movie as a kid. I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly don't think it was actually, because there's like a very distinct like color style between all his movies, and that one has a very different brightness in comparison to like Thumbelina.
Anyways, I run through the Crystal Fire.
So yeah, who's first?
we go through the
Me, I'm first. Not only because I am the most excited about this, but also because I'm competitive. I have to be first. Let's go.
You run up to it, you pretty much like run right at it, and you kind of start seeing your reflection like shift and change, but you're a little too overzealous, so you don't like see what it settles on before you like run right through it. And it kind of feels like you ran into a really like a shitload of spider web. It's not stringy, there's just like that level of it's only that level of presence across your form. Like immediately there's like it's just light. You see just prismatic colors kind of all over the place, like small images. It looks like everything's being reflected off of everything for a second. And it's just long enough for you to take like one stride and see this sort of confusing kaleidoscope in front of you. And sort of like reach out for purchase because you don't even know if you're still touching the floor. And you can see your hand doesn't quite look right as it sort of goes past your face. And you reach out with the other hand as you're kind of falling forward, windwheeling a little bit. And your other hand hits the ground as you're outside. And we will come back to you. The other two of you watch as Aislinn rushes into the fireplace. You see her like, she just runs right through these crystal flames like they're not there. Just right through. You can kind of see a refraction of like her running across them all for a second, and she's gone.
Juice, you go next.
I start walking.
So you walk over, and since you're just walking and not sprinting headfirst as if there's fire behind you, you watch as your like refracted reflection shifts and changes a little bit as you get closer, as it kind of weaves between the different angles of the crystal. You do see an image in it before you cross over into it. Someone that is not yourself. You feel this just kind of odd familiarity with them when like your foot first touches where the crystals would go and it passes through. There's this little bit of just kind of feathery resistance to it. And you reach in and it's almost like when your hand goes through, you feel another hand sort of pulling you through. Then you see that really confusing shit for a second. Like, it's real peaceful, and then as soon as your, like, face goes past, it's just like... and there's an open, oh, shit! And, like, you don't know if you're standing, like, you feel like you're in free fall for a second. So you kind of stagger out, and then we finally get the youngest. I'm assuming you walk through.
I run through.
You run through. So, yeah,
like, I take big, deep breaths, and then I do the skittery run.
So you see kind of a similar thing that Aislinn saw. You start seeing it change right as it may click with you, like, oh, if I slowed down, I would know what that is. But you're moving at child speed, and you're stopping at child speed. So you go right the fuck through that with zero deceleration. And Aislinn, you come through, and then immediately are run into by the oldest, and on top of the pile lands the youngest. Go ahead and, in order, I guess, describe your new forms as you look at yourselves.
So I'm a big, burly, half-recog man, who has, like, just absolutely, like, bright orange hair with like a very like kind of shaggy but unkempt like beard. It's not a super long beard. It's pretty like tight in, so it doesn't look like it's been growing super long, but it is again just like startlingly orange hair, but with that same green, like just striking green eyes that Aislinn has.
And the panda.
Appears to have turned into a demi person. They are about 5'6", have jet black hair and green eyes, and look maybe a little thin. Not a lot of meat on this person.
And on top of them is a half Kassir, or normally known as a half elf, with bright, long red hair, which is actually an orange red, not a red as in the primary color red, and
Ginger.
yeah, brown eyes, and they are. Let me get to that cool cloak description again, because I forgot what that was. Not cloak, robe. And they have a dark hooded robe that has 6 long silvery razor sharp needles protruding from the bottom of its loose sleeves on each side, covering over them.
Y'all land in a heap. One of them needles.
A heap is here?
I was gonna
Is it
say
okay?
that. I was gonna say at least you didn't land on a shorts, but
One of those needles probably pokes poor Ord here. And you can even hear whenever you kind of like land in that pile and stuff, you kind of hear in like the back of your mind this unfamiliar voice pronounce its name to you. Obviously, Aislinn, you hear Ord, Rionog. Juice, you hear Bodark. And then Karan, you hear Arstotska.
Glory to Startska.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Papers, please.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh God, are you doing an accent?
No, that just happened by accident.
Are you
I
sure?
promise. Yes, no, I do not.
Are you
No,
sure?
that was accident, 100% accident.
They want you to. I don't.
Accented. Anyways, I'm trying to say that right. Well, I will do an accent. So, as I stand up and kind of dust myself up, be like, "What in the? Wait, what in the? Why is my face weird?
You sound different.
You sound different, mate.
You too.
Look at my big pointy teeth. I didn't have big pointy teeth the whole. And it's just like, again, just doing the thing where I just like kind of like mush my face. I have a beard. Guys, I have a beard.
I'm so much bigger now.
Just... My skin's different.
I kind of just grab you
So's mine.
and I like look at you. You're obviously a very different looking person. I go, I have a beard.
Is that a request or?
It is a statement of terrifying facts.
Tiny rambunctious girl becomes giant rambunctious man.
Yeah, exactly.
Rumbunk man.
So you are all now out in the tall grass again. Like
Tall grass.
like Sargavi said, you don't see the cave behind you any longer. When you look further back there, and you can see a bit further now that you're literally twice as tall as you were. You can kind of see the little small grove of trees that you passed through where you fought that little weird thing. The cave is just missing, apparently.
Right. We need to decide which way we're going because I want to win the race.
Right. Well, I mean, if we want to win the race, I think the grove, the Gather Grove, that was the fast way. He said, right. If we want to go fast, we try and help the Fey horses, and we do that, or we chase them, right? But I think
the horses would be the smartest.
You want to do the horses? What about you? I gesture at you. It's like, Deuce? ?
Yeah. Did y'all hear a name as well?
Well, yeah.
I mean, I heard a name, but I was still gonna call you Juice. Because
I was guessing
brother.
that it was Juice. I wasn't sure it was him. I don't know which of you is which, except
I recognized you both immediately.
I guessed off the attitude.
I guess from how we fell, you went first, and Juice went second, and I went last.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
but
see,
the
I
meat
didn't
and the
know
sandwich.
the order we went in, obviously, since I went through first. So, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, horses would get us there faster, but we could also prepare, which would always be a better idea.
And heck, like I said, maybe there is something that could just teleport us there.
Uh-huh.
He didn't say no.
I doubt that would be that easy.
I'm on the side of nothing is ever that easy. But, yeah. Oof.
Hey, did you?
So you guys know, you could also, in theory, do more than one thing.
Oh, I'm not splitting up.
Could
Oh,
take,
because if we go to the
not
horses,
splitting up, but you could
yeah.
if you go to prepare, you could then go back to the center and race across that way, or you could go center and then go to the horses. I'd say you could probably reasonably do one and then the thing next to it.
Yeah.
But
What
that's
are
up to you. It's still going to take more time, right?
Right.
Oh, so if we do, like, let's say we do the Ruin Art Gallery, the second thing we'd have possibility to do is the chase.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I mean, you could go to the horses if you want. Just know that anytime you guys do that stuff, I'm going to move this token along.
Yeah,
Right.
makes sense.
So,
Well, excuse me. I think we bet that we beat him there first, right? So that makes the race the one that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Sorry, Juice, you've been outvoted.
It always happens with you two.
You're not wrong.
I
you go
believe
straight for
that.
the race.
Let's go. Yeah.
The horses.
Okay. So you
The
head
Gather
to the south.
Grove.
Head to the south toward the Gather Grove.
Hey, does it feel like you can do, like, really cool stuff?
I felt like I could do really cool stuff before.
I mean, even better.
I mean, sure.
Where
It's
did you get this?
as much as I was a strong kid before, and then I like skadoosh, like the like weird flex of just like I'm pretty sure I could like throw a boulder. I could punch a boulder. Anyways, a whole boulder.
You're not on
7
Redfield.
minutes.
I'll never be that buff.
No one will ever be that buff.
Wrong, but it's fine.
No, I don't have 20 strength.
Men
that's
out
why I was
here.
saying that. I just need 20 strength.
When you rage.
Yeah.
Grr. I'm trying to think of a thing that I could be like, oh yeah, I can do this, but I don't want to waste any of my spells.
Yeah. Obviously, Orisons are fine, but yeah.
I can do this, and I make water over that one's head.
Do we just have our weapons?
We'll do. You do, yeah. You're
Oh,
geared up.
I'm
So you guys are
fucking
just
with
like,
that
wait a
meteor
second.
hammer so hard. Like while we're walking, I'm just spinning and listening to it whistle
We'll do
and doing
this.
every trick I can kind of do.
Who was that one?
Or which one do you think?
I was just double checking.
Look, I get in bigger trouble if I mess with you. Okay?
Yeah.
You are the youngest.
I am also
in Discord, so it's easier for you guys to keep track of who's who.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm also definitely.
I had to go
one
look at
probably
the list.
Discord. Zoom, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm also the one who definitely deserves it. So yeah.
Just like deluge of water goes over you.
It was.
That's so cool.
I like
It says up to 2 gallons. So
wipe my hair back.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking water.
Yeah, 2 gallons is like that could actually hurt somebody that amount of water landing on somebody.
Mhm.
Like a normal person, I would say.
Poach getting the Gatorade thing dumped on them level of water right there. Nice. Those are actually 5 gallons, but that's not the point.
Okay. Well, I guess on our way, since I feel like I can do better stuff, I'm gonna keep an eye out.
Okay.
Well, I'm not paying attention in the slightest. I'm playing with my meteor hammer like it is the only thing there is to do.
Feel more in tune with nature, but I hate it.
Oh, Ellie, we are no longer commoners.
They are no longer commoners. If you guys want to tell them their classes, you can.
Arstotzka is an unchained rogue, just pure unchained rogue.
Bodark is a druid.
I, Ord, am a barbarian, and I have a meteor hammer.
Oh, Dave, what is a meteor hammer?
The
I
best
asked.
weapon ever. It's basically just a big spike ball on a chain, except in this case, in Pathfinder, it's 2. But yeah.
It's a spike ball on 2 chains?
No, it's 2 spike balls on 1 chain.
It's a short chain, only having 2 chains.
What?
2 spike, 2 chains.
He's basically saying it's like 2 links of a chain. No, it's like 10 foot of chain.
So,
Those are big feet.
33 perception. That's a shitload. So you
I
are
rolled a
keeping an eye
19.
out. You notice, your eyes, your senses, everything is sharper. You don't seem to miss anything as you're walking. You notice a rabbit very quickly move one direction through the tall grass. You notice this. I mean, you notice it even though, at a glance, even you can see this rabbit is very small, much smaller than even the ones you'd seen back home. You kind of dodge a little bug that zips by. You just see it coming. Very aware of your surroundings. Reflexes are better. It feels odd, but it feels awesome.
Yeah.
You'll see, as you get closer and closer, you can see the tree line of the woods approaching. And as you get closer to it, the grass seems to get slightly shorter, but you become aware of just how tall and numerous these trees are. And you can see from a distance out further, you see one that seems to stand above the rest of them with golden leaves. And you know that's your destination. You can also see kind of there is a difference in the terrain. You can see just from the rises and falls of like some of the treetops and things, that there's probably some hills and things you're going to go through.
I see it. It's over there.
You'll enter the forest. Very quickly, you find that there is also, just like there was along that center line toward the cave, you find there is a broken dirt path. Much older, much more overgrown, far less used, but just enough that you can kind of see a trail that cuts through here. And following that, because you don't really have any other sense of guidance at the moment, you do come to a series of steps. You see that there is like a cave in one of them, and Arstotzka, you hear some chattering that sounds familiar to you ahead. Sounds a lot like that weird thing you guys fought earlier.
Oh, Guys, there might be more of the thing we fought. Or the thing that
I spin up my meteor hammer. It's just like,
Ord brained.
Hit with a spoon.
I start going
hit
stealthy.
with a spoon.
Excuse me. So you're going to stealth. Are you kind of hanging back a little bit, or are you going ahead? Or are you going to tell them you're going ahead?
No, I'm gonna hide behind Ord, essentially.
So you're going to moving in like the brush, like near Ord.
Yeah.
Okay.
I again start spinning up my meteor hammer. I'll give about 10 feet, love. Like just spinning around, bring it back. Like, yeah, like super excited. I really want to hit something with it. Like way too much.
I'm hanging back also.
You're going to hang back also? Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I don't want to be near him when he
Body something, buddy.
hits either himself or those around him.
Seems awfully excited to swing this giant piece of metal around.
Yeah. Just spinning it above my head so you can just hear the whistle as it's just going.
Am I good to roll stealth?
Yes, go ahead. $26. Okay. So you guys move on ahead. You still hear that chittering, and you kind of walk a little bit closer to these. You see a couple of those weird things are kind of running around and sort of like kind of yelling at each other. One is like throwing stuff at another one. It's like splattering. It smells terrible. Several of them run off into the cave. And you see, like, kind of two of them still standing outside, just yelling at each other. And you hear some kind of deeper, like, from nearby, like the mouth of the cave. You just barely see some kind of shaggy, horned shape, kind of on the inside, that seems to be trying to address the other two who are not paying attention. I will bring you to a map.
A map.
Give me a moment. We go to map. Different map than this one.
Map.
For the glory of Stotska.
Speaking of moments, be sure to think of your favorite moments from tonight's stream and share them in our Discord.
Yeah, we got a Stars and Wishes channel just for that.
Just for such an occasion.
So we already know what their favorite moment is.
Do we?
Do we?
Klondike.
Oh, fair.
But it could have changed.
That's true. Ellie did say she loved the
Mr. Gravy. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Gravy.
Oh.
Tiny winged Klondike, though, she says.
Sir Gravy, though.
So unless you guys are going to start talking to these guys, we're going to go ahead and roll initiative to determine.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like they can talk to
You know there's a shape in here, you just can't quite make it out all the way. Yeah.
Whoop.
So...
Yeah. I am going to do the dumb thing because I am a 9-year-old who thinks they can now fight God. I'm going to be like, "Oi, you lot!" real loud.
I like how you rolled a natural 20, but I still beat you, Panda.
My dex is a flat 10.
Nice.
House rule. Though,
I only get that plus 2 because I have reactionary.
House rule though means you get 2 standard actions. So
yeah, and that's
when
awesome.
your turn comes up, so that'll be dope. Yeah. So let's go. You are technically first here. Yeah, you guys crushed them in initiative for the most part. But yeah, so Ord, you walk up and you lot, and you see The two just hideous, deranged dog heads just snap around and look at you. One goes, "Yo, yo, and the other one is like, "You lot, you lot." From
I kind of do that thing where I look like I'm making fun of me, and it's just like to no one because they're stealth and I don't see him. So I'm like, I think he's making fun of. Where'd they go?
It's your turn. What do you do?
I start making my way forward within the brushes. So I'm gonna assume this is 10.
Oh yeah, through that, yes.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
gonna be
10,
difficult terrain.
20, 30. But actually, before I move here, is that like a tree that I'm able to hide behind?
The fallen tree, yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of
30.
knocked over and yeah.
And change my move into, or my standard into a move. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
10 and 20. I'll stop there. Like, are these like
25.
steps up?
Yeah, that's still going to count as difficult just because it's going and it's an incline.
Okay. Just wanted to know. Okay.
You can see over it, but yes.
I am done this turn. Okay. And feeling confident.
Bodark.
Do I only see those two?
For now, yeah. You know there's a shape in here, you just can't see it quite clearly.
Take one step to the side. So I have a better view.
Oh shit! Actually, or you can see it because you have dark vision.
I do.
I gotta zoom.
It's just
not that far out. Okay.
I think there might be a way to make it visible just to you, but I'm not gonna fuck with it right now. You guys are just gonna get to see it.
No worries.
I will pretend it doesn't exist.
Well, that's ugly. I will say as much.
Anybody else hear that?
Yeah,
that beep beep? Yeah.
That was an alarm thingy that wasn't supposed to go off right now.
Oh, okay.
Now it's going to be on stream.
I'm calling an attention to it. Everybody pay attention to the thing that was supposed to happen. I'm not letting it go.
No, yeah, I will be like,
boy, would you act? You got 2 standard actions. You haven't even take 1 yet.
I know. That's because I'm thinking. Sometimes it's a hard thing to do. You know what? I acid dart at him.
Which one?
Righty.
He's a little too far. You got to move first. It's 30 feet.
Is it 30 feet?
Mm-hmm. It is explicitly 30 feet only. Can't go further.
Oh, that's because I didn't change it. Oh, yeah, I put it in area instead of... So
you got to be in one of these spaces or closer. Yeah.
At that point...
That's just a move action to get there. Yeah, you can go there.
So I gotta zoom in again. This map feels really weirdly shaped. I want to move in within 25 feet.
Okay, so up here somewhere.
Okay.
That is indeed 25.
Still same distance.
Yep.
Right there.
Okay, go ahead and move.
That's that. Thank you.
Switch tools. Boop.
Okay. And instead, I'm going to do Burst of Nettles. I'm going to overkill.
Burst of Nettles. Please, boop.
Cancel. How do I boop it?
Just click the name of it in your spell list.
Well, that's trying to roll it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how it boops. Yeah.
Okay. No dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
You just want to see what it did.
Oh, I mean that's fine. Yeah, if you're just bloop. Hold on. I've realized that it doesn't have the homebrew thing that I meant to give you earlier.
Oh, yeah, the formula for spell recovery.
Yeah.
I even reminded you yesterday.
I pulled it up and I just never got to it.
That's fair.
Not a lot to do, okay?
Like I said, that's fair.
3d6.
I understand. You're a very busy man.
Yeah, we're doing. I made a judgment on how those like really weak damage abilities work with like cleric domains and wizard schools and stuff. I just made a judgment to buff them a little bit because they're still not that strong.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't remember where that fucking sheet is. I think it is. You know, we'll get to it in a second. I'll wait. We'll see if you recover it here in a moment. But for now, it gets a reflex save for half.
It's a 10 area burst, so it's
a 10 area burst. Right. Oh, so show me what which intersection are you putting it on?
Oh,
so
intersection.
It actually goes on a corner, which is a thing I always forget. So if you go 10,
those
here,
guys are
you
going
can
to
get both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that shift to do that on corners, or is it control?
No. If you click the, if you hover over the measuring tool,
snap to corner.
Snap to corner. Yeah.
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 So,
instead of snap to center. Yep.
Yeah, I'll just do it. I'll still do it on the closest one. This corner.
Ooh. So yeah, I'll get both of them. So they both get a reflex save for half. It's the 18. Oh boy. Both fail. So they each take 10 points of damage. And then the next round they would have taken another d6. But they don't have quite enough HP for that. So,
yep.
Panda, if you want to describe the first use of Bodark spells here and how it rips through these two little fuckers.
Oh, you lot. Snake. Well, that's what my arm told me to do. So I did it. But quite literally, the energy riding around inside the arm kind of decided to. That seems like the best option. More of a what is it called? Like muscle memory type reaction. So not a lot of thought went into that. From Juice's perspective, it was more muscle memory of Bodark going, two people close together. Yeah.
Oh, I've got a spell for this. Whack.
Is that it?
Yeah. It doesn't actually leave difficult terrain like that. I'm just doing that because I thought it was fun. Okay, so that was one. That was one of your standard actions. They're both dead. Oh. Ooh. You see this blood, pieces of tattered, filthy tunics just like sprays through the air.
Then I guess for my next action, can I cast another spell? Yeah, right? Okay.
With the natural 20 thing, yeah, we allow double cast.
Light.
Cast light on yourself. It's object touched.
Yeah, that's true. On my bow staff. Tip of the bow staff.
Okay.
Or is the whole bow staff, or can I specify a part of the bow staff?
Yeah, you can say the tip of it, that's fine. It's, I believe, 20-foot radius, touch, increase light level for an additional 20 feet by one step up to normal. Yeah, it's 20 and 20. That's what I thought. So you are now giving off a shitload of light.
Because gimmies don't have dark vision.
Where? Snap center. After you can barely see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was move, double standard. Okay, it is the dead guy's turn. He doesn't get to do anything. Ord, it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna be like, you said the steps right here were difficult terrain.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I can move right about there then. So I'm gonna run up to here with my regular move and be like, oh, I got the big one. And then I'm just gonna regular move to about here. I mean, just convert my standard into a move.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna move right about here, and I'm gonna have my meteor hammer in fortress mode, just kind of swinging it like I'm ready. So I'm gonna have that +1 AC.
Nice.
Okay. Next up is this thing's turn. Kind of, you see it like flex its weird little gangly hands, and you see its mouth stretch open, and you see this just these tightly packed needle-like teeth. That like this like weird hunched fuzzy look it has, like it kind of hunkers down, and you can see its like gangly lithe form underneath as all this sort of just like flows and moves in the wind, leaps towards you.
I'm like, oh, you ugly.
Which is actually going to be like a 5-foot step. And then it is going to full attack. It has 3 attacks. It's going to go for a bite and then 2 claws.
Cool.
Not 1d10, it's 1d20. Plus bite. And then both claws. We'll see what he get. It's good rolls. So that's 17, 19, 15. I think
My AC
I
is
think
now
the 15
16.
misses.
So
Okay.
yeah, my AC is 16. So
it's 2 hits. Bites. Bites first, and then one of the claws hits. Okay, so it's 4 points of damage, followed by 2 points of damage, total of 6.
Duke.
And he also is going to try to grapple you because he got hold of you within the nasty little teeth. This is versus your CMD, as in defense.
That is 22. So
he grapples you. So
Okay.
he basically completely gets a hold of you there. Which is surprising. He rolled really fucking good. Excuse me. Ugh. Ah. Okay. That is all he can do right now. I don't know what the hell happened to my throat, but I'm gonna live. It'll be okay. His turn's over. This other thing is also dead, so he gets the fuck out of the initiative. Moving on to round 2. Artstotska, you're up.
All right, at that, she's gonna still be kind of try and be sneaky, but making her way over there. So, 10.
Mm-hmm.
Is that 20 or is that 15?
15. You're
Okay.
coming off the difficult terrain now.
15, 20. I believe that's my second diagonal, so that's 25, 30.
Yep.
So then I change my standard into a move. 5, 10. Sorry, I'm just trying to think logistically. Yeah, okay, let's me do this. 15. And 20. I'll go ahead and end my turn right there,
That's
right?
25.
Or
That's your second diagonal, but yeah.
okay. Or can I move right there?
You can't go diagonal past that creature.
Okay, just making sure. All right,
You'd have to tumble, and you don't have enough movement left.
all right. Then I am done.
Okay. Odark, you're up. You see this thing has jumped onto Ord and is trying its damnedest to just frenzy all over him. Claws and teeth. Teeth are still in.
That's the starting of turn. So would that be 30 right there?
Yeah, that'd be your 30.
I just put my finger on my TV screen and move it. This TV's old, man.
If you hold shift when you let go of the measuring thing, it'll stay on the screen until you right click again.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. That's good to know. In theory, I should just know where it is because I'm looking at it. But then I look away for a second, and I go, "It's gone."
Yeah, that's how it is for me too. Okay, so you move up there. Okay. You're like halfway up those rocks. That puts you exactly 30 feet from that. It is still grappling your sister.
What is No, that would be stupid. Yeah,
if you do a ranged attack, you're going to be at -4, and there's a good chance you'll do some damage to Ord.
No, I'm going to save that. I'm going to create water again. And I'm
Why?
Yeah. It might loosen the grip.
Range is close, so yeah, I guess technically you can splash it all over both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say that's a... I would say we could use this as if it's an aid, like you're trying to aid Ord's attempt to escape. We'll do... Give me a caster level check.
Where is that?
On your spell page, there should be it should say caster level up there, and I think you can click that. I don't want to look at it.
It'll be on the left-hand side, I believe.
Left side, yeah, left side.
See, Druid 5. Is that what we're talking about?
I'm gonna open your sheet.
Yes, you click on Druid 5 on the next to your spells on the left-hand side, right under where it says.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, there you go. See, yep.
16.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say that aids. So Ord, let's see. If you try to break the grapple, you're gonna get a +2.
Mm-hmm.
But granted, being grappled just means you can't use a two-handed. You can't use a two-handed weapon right now. You have to use it one-handed. But technically, it's double, so you could do it that way.
Well, yeah, I've also got it in my fortress mode, anyways, to plus my AC right now, so I'm okay with that being the way it is.
I think in fortress, isn't it still two-handed though?
Nope, it does not count as a two-handed weapon anymore. It counts as a one-handed weapon and a shield.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because that's what your shield.
You can still use it. Oh, but it has reach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, reach would make it. No, that still works. Yeah.
Yeah. Because in the Meteor Hammer description, it's weird because it says it does not count as a two-handed weapon when you're using it in fortress mode. So.
That's true.
Because it gives you the shield bonus as if that is your second weapon instead. So. Well, first thing I'm going to do is rage because this thing is on me. And I don't like that. So, yeah.
You turn your rage condition on.
Rage.
Rar.
Turn dial to rage. Calm, panic, rage.
Why did that do? That was weird.
Oh, panic.
The temp HP thing, ignore it.
No, it's not that. It didn't switch over like I thought it was going. That's weird. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, I colored you red. Now you're red.
So it's not. My temp strength is
got some red on you.
It's like every time I click off it, it resets my temp strength bonus to 0.
Okay. 1 second, let me look at it real quick.
Yeah. It's not on here. I was gonna say it's showing that it's not on right now. Yeah.
So I turned it on.
Okay.
I, for some reason, can't close it. Did it
Yep,
freeze?
that's the problem I was having, is I couldn't close it either. And then
Oh, yikes! Roll20 crashed. Hold on.
okay, can I click on my sheet again? Because I was trying not to move on
Yeah,
my sheet.
Roll20. I have to reload because Roll20 crashed over here.
Okay, got it. Okay, now it looks right. When you clicked
Okay.
it, it just, I think I couldn't close the sheet, and so it wasn't initializing rage correctly.
Probably.
So
Okay, cool. So you're raging now.
all right, I'm just gonna hit it. I was gonna try and
Okay.
break the grapple, but I think I'm just gonna hit it.
Just gonna smack him. So that is a hit. Rolled real low on the damage though.
Yep. Hold on
What-
a second.
what's your
it
sh-
didn't.
what's your
It didn't
strength?
add my. Yeah, it didn't add my.
Your rage
Motherfucker.
to your damage for some reason.
I don't think so. Yeah, it only did +4. It should be +6. So it's an 8 damage.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yep.
Yeah, you give him a good wallop. Still alive though.
That's my turn. I just wanted to whack it. A free
Yeah,
action
right, so
rage.
she goes,
I whacked it.
keeps trying to
Yeah.
tear you to pieces there. It's going to be its turn, so it is going to, again, it first has to maintain its grapple. Or it doesn't have to. It could just let that lapse and just full attack, which is probably what it's going to do. So for the moment, you're technically not grappled.
Okay.
And it is going to, once again, do a full attack action. Bonuses. Good God, I can't miss today. 20 for the bite. Miss with the first claw. Hit with the second claw.
Right.
Well, I'm pretty sure miss, right? Because you were
Yeah.
you're at Fortress, so you were at 16 with Rage. You're at 14, so yeah, the second one still
I'm at
misses.
17 because my dex went up. For some reason. That's not supposed to happen. Hold on.
That is not supposed to happen.
Yeah, what's up with that condition? Let me fix that. Okay, yeah, now I'm at 13. I don't know why my dex went up all of a sudden. That was real weird. Now I'm at 13. Now I'm at what I'm supposed to be at.
But
That's
if you're
really
in
weird.
Fortress, you should be.
At 13. 13 should still be right.
Oh, that's accurate. Okay, so they all hit then.
Right? No, I should be at 14. That's not
should be
true.
at
I should be at 14. Because it should be -1, not -2. Yeah, it just reset when we went to Rage. So it reset what I put as my temp bonus. So yeah, there we go.
Okay, so that's 3 and 4, so 7 total points of damage. It's going to roll that attempt to re-grapple you now. Which I imagine is harder. I don't think a 16
Oh, yeah.
gets you.
Nope, it's 24 now.
Alright. Top of the initiative, Arstotska.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and attack it. Gonna see if it spotted me at all. See, no modifier because I'm not flanking. No
Been
modifier.
focused on Ord.
Damn
So-
it. Oh well.
Okay, what is its flat-footed? Yeah, you don't quite get it.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay.
You scrape off some like hard pieces of like really scaly skin on like its shoulder or something. You're trying to get underneath it into an artery, but this thing is a little tougher than it looks. Now it knows you're there,
Yep. Am I allowed to take a 5-foot step right there?
like a little bit into the cave. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, then I will. Done.
Bodark. Ord and the weird thing are now soaking wet. But,
That's still rough terrain. That's not right.
yep, exactly. So this will cost an extra space, and then this will be fine.
So that is keep track with me. 10,
10. Yep.
10,
Yep.
and then 15, right?
Yep,
Yep.
exactly.
Okay. So 15. 20, 25, 30. Yeah, I'll get right behind you. As dangerous as that is.
Yeah, right. You definitely don't want to get whacked by it.
Okay, that was your move action.
You're on me, swing inside.
Now can I do an acid dart?
And they're still going to be at -4 to hit because they are still in melee combat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it anyway. Fuck it. I'll
Yeah,
get
fair
hit.
enough.
You get hit. That's what you get for getting in melee range. You scrubs.
So yep, just roll.
That's all we have, Panda.
Ranged attack.
Well, you should have chose a ranged thing. Now, shouldn't you?
It's gonna be ranged attack -4.
I'm gonna remember this
I forgot to hit.
the next time we do literally anything in any of our other campaigns where I am a spellcaster in all of them. I'm gonna remember this.
I forget. Do we re-roll on this one, or is that a different campaign? I get my campaigns mixed up.
Oh,
This
if
is technically
we're-
a
if
different
if you-
campaign.
If you mess up the bonuses, yes, but it didn't roll, so or at least I'm
Yeah.
not seeing it.
Did it not?
No.
I'm not seeing it all either.
Oh, that's weird.
Did you?
I may have hit
ranged?
cancel on accident.
Yeah, you may have.
Yeah.
Because it should ask for bonus.
-4. Attack modifier, -4. Damage modifier, nothing. One.
Hey, look, an unnatural 1.
That almost never happens, guys. It's
Figure
fated.
that out.
It's fated.
Should we count that for? I mean, against
Nah,
Ellie.
that's not
No.
Yeah,
not a
it's
natural
an
one.
unnatural one, not a natural one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like, we don't
send
count
this-
20, so
you send this acid dart towards the thing, but you're definitely erring on the side of not hitting either of your siblings because you actually care about them. So you sizzle a part of the little like cave wall over here. Just don't quite hit him. Or you're up.
Okay, I
no
am
one
going
grappled.
to I'm trying to remember what kind of action it is. Hold on. Okay, free action. Decided at the start of my turn. So at the start of my turn, I'm going to switch to the double-handed meteor mode, where I can
Okay.
use it as a double weapon. And can I full attack still?
You absolutely can.
Okay, I'm gonna full attack then. So I
Give
should
it a
do-
go. I think you already have that programmed properly.
Yeah, I don't have full attack. Okay, so I'm not putting in attacker damage modifier just because I'm not sure if it's gonna count it based off the rage condition. So we'll see when it rolls if it gets the +2 or
We'll
not.
just do the math. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, first attack, 16 on the die, +11.
Is it?
Because you're
damage? Plus, yeah, it looks correct. It looks like it did it correct. So
that's with the -2 for two-weapon fighting.
oh, it's -1 only, and it's actually -0 because hold on, it's I get +1 because I took weapon specialty as a feat.
Oh! No, I'm
And then
just
I took-
saying the math of the.
No, I'm
-2
saying
is
there's
in
it's
there.
not
Yeah.
minus. There's no minuses. It's straight up flat because I get +1 for it being masterwork, and then +1 for the feat I took to be an expert
Right.
at it. So I'm flat 0.
I
So
get
it is
what you're saying. I think you're misunderstanding
Oh, yeah.
me. I'm just saying it's accounted for.
Yes,
Right.
it's flat 0.
It's just overcome by those. Gotcha.
Yep, it shows on here that it's flat 0 because that's what it's supposed to be. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay,
So, yeah, I'm
so
flat
that
0.
27 absolutely hits. The 14 also has the correct math.
Yep.
No other bonuses. A 14, however, is going to miss.
Okay.
First one hits for 9. Whack! Just like right across the jaw. He kind of spins, like teeters, like he's gonna tilt over, but he catches himself, like kind of digs into his claws on the ground and like rushes back towards you. Ducks the second swing, which would have hurt a lot, but he managed just to duck the heavy one there off on the offhand. And that is your full attack. Do you 5-foot step?
Yeah, I'll 5-foot step this way.
Okay. All right. He now sees our guy over here. You hit really hard. Yeah, he's gonna stay on you, Ord, for sure.
It's fine. That's what I'm here for.
Same exact attack. Miss, hit, miss. So he only lands one claw this time. Claws
Awesome.
are Get the fuck out of my face. So take 3 points of slashing damage.
Cool.
He does not get to try to grapple you this time. That's all he can do. Lunges in there with the bite. You just like wave him off, threaten him with like a swing of the meteor hammer. So he comes up a little bit short, goes in with the second claw. That one gets you, and he gets a little overzealous with the second one and just like over swings real hard. And that puts us back at top of the initiative for Arstotzka.
Perfect. Arstotzka is going to take a 5-foot step and attack.
All right, you have +2 from flanking.
Yay!
26. That is a hit. 9 points of damage plus sneak attack.
Yay!
Yeah, he's considered
flanking.
flat-footed. Yeah.
Yeah, you're flanking. He's not flat-footed, but you are flanking. He was flat-footed when she first attacked, but now he knows she's there. So that's a total of 21 points of damage. Arstotzka, let's end off the session with you describing your kill here.
So in that area that I had first tried to strike and it pinned off like a little armor-like thing, it goes again, but this time it sinks, and the blade just like keeps sinking and sinking until it reaches to the other side, and then straight out comes out with a curve of blood just splattering over the grass. Yes, arc of blood.
Yeah. So you line up your shot. You go over there and get in position. You see as soon as he does that big overswing and he kind of stumbles in that last step, arm lifts up so that you know you can get under whatever that like bony plating was that you hit before. Stab right beneath it, up under like actually through the shoulder joint into the arteries, like in the armpit area and everything, like into the chest cavity, all of that. You hear this like kind of wheeze and like a strangled noise, and he like starts to actually like seize for a moment. Pull the sword out, and this arc of blood goes across the grass and the wall behind you, and he goes limp.
Good job doing the hard work.
And combat is over.
And we are officially over time.
We gotta end the session. Yeah.
So this is gonna turn into a 2-shot, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully only 2-shot.
I'm gonna
And yes, baby's first
assume
kill.
Since we killed that thing, the combat is over, and I get to end my rage. Oh, okay.
It is not over. I'm gonna give you one more little piece of information here.
All right.
Because I don't want you to actually injure. I'm not trying to gotcha you with that, because I know you won't injure rage if there's more combat, and there is.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was asking, is because I was going to end my rage.
You see that blood spatter? You might have like a moment of like, hell yeah, that was cool, right? Maybe not that because you're kids, but you're a troublemaker, so you probably.
Yes, I would. I would be like, hell yeah, Dad's not here. Hell yeah.
You're still kind of pumped up, and you're about to sort of start settling down, and you hear this loud up above you. You look up, and you see just on top of the cave something large.
Oh,
knobby,
shit!
Just riddled with like bulky muscle holding a great club.
Chat can't
slams
see.
down on the top of that. I'm about to move the chat thing.
Okay.
This thing lands up there and looks down and goes, food! And that's where we'll pick up next session.
Oh, yeah. You can get some, mate. Start on. Like, let's go.
Give him the salute. Yeah.
So this will be a 2-shot now. Thanks.
It'll be a 2-shot now.
That was so
But
much
I
fun.
do think we can get the rest of it next session. It'll probably be next Thursday that we do it. Probably. If anything changes, we will definitely let you guys know. Mm-hmm. But that's the plan for now. So,
thank you all so much for coming, and we are so excited to do this. For making us affiliate is all you guys. Yes, we love all of you. Thank you so much. And also, this has been great fun. Thank you, Patrick, for the amazing amount of work you did on this.
Yes.
All I did was
Heart for everybody.
Character creation I think I've ever had to do in Pathfinder. I am having an immense amount of fun. Guys, make sure you check out Facebook, Instagram, Twitter for updates on when the next session is going to be, because we'll make sure to put it all there. If you haven't, join the Discord, please, so you get to tell us what your favorite things about this session were besides Tiny Fairy Klondike. And then also, the prediction was kind of right, because I rolled the nat one and so did Panda. So
Yep.
It was
I
a
rolled more
tie.
nat 20s, so
Yep.
I'm giving it to Dave.
so that was good. And yeah,
That's fair.
like I said, thank you all so much for coming.
We appreciate you so much.
We will
Not that they
put
cancel out, but
the replay
on the
of this
fly,
up
until
on
we
YouTube.
figure out a better way to do that. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
we're also gonna have some, the snail points thing I was talking about. That'll be coming up soon. So definitely be sure to stay tuned for when those are debuted.
And I guess this is a good time to announce to Annie is we have a Patreon. I will put links and stuff in Discord and stuff soon. We're gonna rework all the tiers, so we're gonna have tiers. We're waiting to release that till this is done, because we want to make sure we're focusing on the thank you to you guys first before we start asking you for things.
Yeah.
No,
Also,
give me
I
a
realize
hot
have
chocolate.
you guys
I
asking
can't
us for
stop
things.
ads from running as much as I try. So I'll probably go ahead and turn on the thing so that way, because if I turn on the ads, at the very least I can prevent it from showing them when people immediately when they join. It'll be a little delayed, so they'll at least get to like settle in. So
Which
I
we
might
could
go ahead
always,
and turn those on.
Do they run ads for everybody at the same time, I wonder? Or is it...
Yeah, it's for everybody at the same time.
Okay.
But
well,
the
they
thing
can always
is
holler
for our
at us in
subscribers,
chat.
it doesn't matter, right? Our subscribers aren't going to see ads, so because I would find it unforgivable to make subscribers watch ads. I just would, because we have the
Yeah.
option to turn it off. So I
I
kept
was
it
gonna
off,
say
right?
you're paying to be a subscriber. You should.
Exactly.
That part of that is not having to do ads.
Exactly.
But yeah,
So, but yes, thank you everyone again. Absolutely, thank you so much. This is super fun, and yeah, I can't wait to jump on here again, and hang out with all of you.
and then I'm gonna
But
go out on a
for
limb and say it now. Unless something crazy happens, I will throw in another bonus stream Monday. So throw it in the Discord. What kind of stuff you want to see? Because if nobody says anything, I'm probably just gonna play Arena because I'm having a lot of fun with the Phyrexian Jackson.
Jeez
Avocado with the
Jesus, Ellie.
subscription.
Stop it!
Ellie with the freaking big
Oh
drop
my gosh,
there, yo.
Ellie.
Good God.
Yeah.
Look at the MVP out here.
Yeah, she is.
You
Thank you
gave
so much.
us a sub to Patrick.
Yeah,
we-
she gave one to me too.
I ain't gonna like pay myself to.
I ain't gonna pay me to
I'm gonna
me.
pay $5 to earn 2.5. Like,
Yeah,
what?
that's true. But yes, thank you again, everybody, so much.
Yeah.
We're gonna let you all go to sleep or do whatever it is you do after midnight. Some
Bigger
of us,
Raid Perception
not
Studios
sleeping.
for those of you who want to keep rolling on. But yes, a huge thank you to Ellie there for that big old drop of gift subs.
yeah,
Oh, Twitch
And
gave
yes,
you a subscription, Patrick.
It's random. So
Yeah.
it just because Circa Ken, my personal account, was not subscribed. Because why
Yep.
would I
neither was mine.
do that? So yeah,
Boo,
It's,
Panda, boo! I
be sure to
cannot focus
Very
on those
rude
kind
of you,
games.
Panda.
I can't. I just can't.
But yeah,
Also, I don't own
absolutely
Stardew Valley, so joke's on you.
Yeah.
I might put
We'll
a poll
absolutely
in
do some more stuff.
actually.
We got to figure out what our we'll talk offline and we'll figure out what our like kind of milestone stuff is for our Patreon and our subscribers and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. One day, I'm gonna go ahead and say this live, so I have to be held accountable for it.
Oh, buddy.
One of these days, I don't know when. It'll probably have to be after, of course, our like regular Thursday game is done. I do want to run a Patreon game, so people who can like at a certain tier of Patreon, I'll run a game for them, right?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But it won't be now. It may be a while because But yeah, one day. So or hell, even like I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk offline about it. But yeah, Dave can do a lot of random stuff on Mondays, and one of these days we'll get a camera so that we can record ourselves playing PS5 or some shit. So we could do that kind of thing too. We could make Dave play Resident Evil 7 finally, and stop screaming himself away from the game.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Dude, no, Patrick was watching me play, and it was like during the day, and I forget which thing it was, but something I did the, ha! And then I was like, I'm good, it's all fine, and then another thing happened, I'm like, what? Like that, and just jumped sideways off the screen. I was like, shut up!
He just yelps randomly while playing that game.
Dude, stuff just happens, man.
But
that one is very much more in the actual like survival horror theme than the actiony-ness of like 4, 5, and 6 are.
But
and that's why
we're doing the thing now live.
We are doing the thing. Yes.
Let's go ahead and start that raid and thank everyone yet again.
Yes,
Goodbye.
thank you guys so much.
Any suggestions you have or anything like that, you drop them in the Discord. Yeah. We all read it. We're in there every day. What else do we do?
Constantly.
So,
oh shit, 1 second. Bye!
Bye,
everybody, bye!
Do you want them to play Fishing Planet Vote?